The final round of the first major championship of the season on the LPGA Tour. The club at Carlton Woods, the site here in the Woodlands, Texas, in the 54th edition of the Chevron Championship. Terry Gannon along with past champ Morgan Pressel and Tom Abbott in the booth. Karen Stupples, Paige McKenzie out on the golf course with the final groups, and Amy Rogers to talk to some of the players. Take you right out to the golf course and the play. Pick it up at the 9th. Say hello to Tom.
Thank you, Terry. This is the 4th for the leader, Ariya Jutanugarn, at number 9.
It flubbed her third chip shot. That actually got air on the putter from off the fringe.
And not in for bogey, so a bit of a twist in the proceedings here with Ariya Jutanugarn looking very good to this point, but in danger of dropping a couple of shots. Let's go back to the 8th.
A par 5, Mao Saigo, the 23-year-old from Japan. Karen Stupples.
And she's got a 7-wood out here from 225 to the hole. Wind is off the left and down.
Right at it. Will it stay?
It's going to be a story of the day. The firmness in the golf course, significantly different than what the players have faced so far this week. That combined with the windy conditions, it's tough out there today.
Yeah, we felt the wind the last couple of days, but it showed up earlier, and it is stronger today, Tom, gusting up to maybe 20-22 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's certainly going to add a little bit of difficulty to this final day. And we've got Ariya Jutanugarn playing alongside Carlota Segunda, the very experienced Spaniard, and a major champion in Ronin Yin, who won the KPMG Women's PGA Championship a couple of years ago at famed Bolter's Roll in New Jersey. And Ronin Yin has just been hanging around today. This, though, for a par at the 9th.
Yeah, 9th got a little unlucky on the approach shot. The green surrounds are still relatively soft from all the weather that Houston received earlier in the week. However, the greens itself have firmed up. So a little unlucky that she didn't get a bigger kick forward. So now working to save her par. This putt a little bit uphill in this corner of the green.
Had a really big finish to the year last year, one in Shanghai and in Malaysia. Looking for that kind of form to come around in 2025. Seems like she's found it so far this week. Hasn't had a top 20 yet this season, but right now she's in the hunt for another major title. Would be her 6th victory on the LPGA Tour. And now Ariya Jutanugarn for a bogey. I did not see this coming, Paige. She looked very comfortable in the early going here. Other players have really struggled. She, on the other hand, was looking comfortable flying high. One of the best rounds of the day. And she's got this to avoid a double bogey.
Yeah, she had very little stress up until this point. There was only one other hole where she had to make a 10-footer to save par, but that was just after a poor lag putt. Had played very steady, and even the miss of this green was left in a pretty good position. Just a miscue around these grainy complexes with the pitch shot. Now again, a little bit uphill remaining.
Yeah, I hold that. Good bogey save in the end, but she's going to drop back to 9 under par. And a good outward 9, though, when you look at it overall, out in 33. And she's got a lot of experience. Ariya Jutanugarn, a winner 12 times on the LPGA Tour, a couple of major championships, including the AIG Women's Open in 2016 and the US Women's Open in 2018.
NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From the Woodlands, Texas, is final round coverage of the Chevron Championship. Just outside of the 4th largest city in America, Houston, great sports town as well. So 30 miles northwest of there, it's the club at Carlton Woods, a Jack Nicklaus design. Opened up back in 2001. This is the 3rd straight year that this Chevron Championship is being held here, honoring that tradition going back to the SoCal Desert and Dinah Shore. They play for the Dinah Shore Trophy. So 9 under leads the way right now. Terry Gannon, Morgan Pressel, and the crew. Some of the highlights from what's been a difficult day here because of the wind, the firm conditions, everything else. But early on, Ariya Jutanugarn really going out and getting it.
Yeah, starting the day 3 back, looking to make a move early on one of the hardest holes, the second.
2-time major champ, but it's been a while since she won on the LPGA Tour. That was a team event back in 2021. Keeping it going here at the 4th.
One of the stories of her game is her tremendous length. Using it to perfection here.
So getting it close at the par 5, eventually made that for Eagle to get it to 9 under. Now Saigo, one of the young stars from Japan, this to get it to 9.
She bogeyed the opener, so good bounce back there at 3.
Yeah, shared the lead at 9 under, gets it back to that number there, but Jutanugarn not done. Par 5, 8th. Had a kind of lengthy putt for birdie.
And she missed the green right in 2. Good bunker shot to this position. And really solid with that club in her hands.
Looked like early on day 2 somebody'd get it to double figures. It wasn't until that moment someone did, but then the bogey at 9. So it is Jutanugarn with a 1-shot lead over this player, Mao Saigo, for Eagle just off the green here at 8.
Choosing to putt this. I think there was a little thought that she might want to chip this, having had 2 chip-ins yesterday. But opting with this club is going to break hard left.
Saigo with 6 wins in Japan. Second-year player on the LPGA Tour, looking for her first victory overall, as are a number of players here. Top 10 leaderboard. How about Nelly Korda checking in at 15?
And Nelly Korda, who opened with a 77 and then had a couple of bogeys early in the second round to go to 7 over for the championship, has rallied just to make the cut here and is under par for the week. Wow, would she like to go back and play that first round again? I mean, that is the difference maker for Nelly. If she had managed to put together something around level par, she'd be in the hunt here at the Chevron Championship, but she's battled away.
Went down to the par 5, 8th. Check out the Rolex marquee grouping. Sarah Schmelzer, what a day it would be for her. The 30-year-old from Phoenix went to South Carolina, trying to win for the first time. Yan Liu held the lead the first few days, and Lexi Thompson, 2014 winner of this championship. Haydon Hughes had a struggle today. Now Saigo at 8 under, and Lindy Duncan, another player trying to break through. 12th year on tour, and she's trying to win for the first time. Eagle try coming up.
It is, and it was really the first 2 shots that Yu has really put together well over the course of today so far.
Karen, she has had an abysmal start, starting the day in the lead. 4 bogeys on the card.
She was the 54-hole leader last year in this championship, and then shot 74 in the last round to come in 5th.
This is at the 11th. This is Hyoju Kim's second. The flag today cut down in the lower part, the middle of the green. Let's see where this pitch is. Yeah, sure. That's going to be really good. Just puts a bit of brakes on now. There's a bit of a backstop there. So difficult to get the ball close at the 11th today, and players pitch it on that downslope. It can shoot forward.
Lindy Duncan, the 34-year-old from Florida, star at Duke. What a day this could be, this for Eagle.
And she's been insanely consistent off the tee. Shots to the green have been pretty good.
She's never been a player who's going to overpower a golf course, but she's very diligent in her preparation.
Checking with Lexi Thompson. High hopes early in the day for Lexi, but she's going to have to go some if she wants to get back into the hunt here. 3 bogeys so far. It's her second to the 9th.
She's been playing a pretty sizable draw this week, Tom. Won't set up well for this whole location.
She just needs to put the brakes on. Now she'll have an outside chance of a birdie there. Another Curtis caddying for her. So we go back over to 8.
this left for birdie for Saigo.
Don't see a huge amount in this. The whole location is in this little valley on this green. Just making sure that she gets all of those adjustments correct here. And I think as the day goes on, she's been quite consistent with how she's played. Doesn't hit the ball a huge distance. And with this wind getting up, I actually think that's not a bad thing. Doesn't create a lot of spin. And so that will help her with some club selections.
I think the only way that would be a little bit difficult, Karen, is just she doesn't get a tremendous amount of height. So the firmness of the greens could be a challenge.
Okay. Just a few moments ago, she was 2 off the lead and now shares the lead once again. Take you up to the 12th. Moment ago, the second from off the green for Minjee Lee, major champ. To 1 over for the day and 3 under overall. Back to 10. Ariya Jutanugarn on the tee.
Hole playing a lot longer today with the wind increasing. It's into and off of the left. Players, of course, need to avoid the penalty area all along the left, but the bailout right is no picnic because there are trees that creep in to play.
And that hole location is all the way in the back here, Paige, starting a trend on this back 9. Really started even on the 9th hole, where almost every hole location is on the back of the green.
You'll notice Ariya doing everything very methodical, has been walking very slow today. It's not been a problem for pace of play or anything. It's just interesting how she's just making sure to not speed things up in contention.
Yeah, this is going to potentially have some tree trouble here. Will depend on the lie. Won't be an easy shot if there are trees in the way.
Duncan back at 8 for birdie to get it to 8.
No problem here at all. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, first time in the final group, last day of a major championship. Brilliant opportunity. Talked about it yesterday after a round. Said, I am just absolutely living the dream. This is what it's about. I'm going to embrace every aspect of this final day. Today's coverage is brought to you by Chevron, the human energy company.
Back on the tee at the 9th with Mao Saigo.
It's imperative to hit the fairway here, Tom. These greens firming up just gives the players a chance to keep it on the green. And Mao's had a really good one here. Lindy Duncan also hit the fairway before her.
Well, our aerial coverage of the Chevron Championship is provided by SHI. As we look down on that 9th hole, away in the distance on the right is the 18th. Of course, that body of water in the middle will be where the champion will make the leap in celebration later today. Haydan Yu now on the tee.
Yeah, going with driver. The bunkers on the left do come into play for her with this club. She's keeping it right of them.
Turned away like she didn't love it, but it's absolutely fine. The 9th hole lengthened this year, so it is played as a very difficult hole. It hasn't been a hard fairway to hit. 80% of the field hitting the fairway today, but just 34.6% of the field hitting the green. So it's been a tough green to find. Lexi just off the green, this for a birdie. A lot of people asking, oh, I thought Lexi Thompson had retired. No, she stepped away from full-time competition last year. She's playing a limited schedule this year. This is her 4th start of 2025 as we go to the 11th. Hyo Joo Kim with a quick one here, back down into that lower part of the green. Just being conservative, as you can understand. You do not want to run it too far by here. Easy to do on the 11th. Not going to be too many uphill putts today on that hole. Just making sure she's not in her fellow competitor's line. But while we have a moment, let's set the scene for the day and join Morgan and Terry.
All right, Tom, thanks. So the lead at 9 under, and Morgan, two players who are at very different points in their careers. Mao Saigo, one of the young stars from Japan, looking to break through with her first win overall on the LPGA Tour, and Ariya Jutanugarn, who's won 12 times, 2 major championships, but in terms of mindset, the experience, very different, those two.
Have very different position in their careers, also very different games. But you look at Ariya, who has had opportunities in this championship in the past, has a lot of scar tissue, certainly has broken through a multiple major champion, but has some scar tissue as well. She will have to overcome that today. She will have to stay in the moment and not let the moment get ahead of her. The opposite, Mao Saigo, last year's Rookie of the Year, a very young star without that kind of scar tissue, has won multiple events in Japan, so she is poised without as much attention on her, at least here in the United States, to potentially make that leap. But they have very different style games. Ariya with all of the tremendous length, and Mao is just straight and very accurate and very consistent.
The test is a little different today, too. You got all that pressure of the final round of the major championship, but also a really difficult golf course. The wind is up, gusting 20 to 22 miles per hour. It was out here early. Greens are firming up, fairways as well.
It's the toughest that these players have seen this course this entire week. It's playing over 2 strokes over par. There are 8 greens where only about a third of the field have hit the green in regulation. That is how hard it is going to be to make birdies coming down the stretch. I think that there are going to be 2 holes that are pivotal. The 15th hole and the 18th hole. The 18th hole, a par 5, which has been moved up. 15 being the hardest on the golf course. The only holes that are playing under par today, the par 5s.
Important shot now on the way with that water lurking. Jutanugarn watching it. Oh, right at it.
That was a spectacular recovery after driving it in the right rough. She could not hit a better shot than that. She could put a bucket of balls down there and potentially not hit a better shot than she just did right there. Add in the pressure of trying to win a major championship.
It's a par putt here for Sarah Schmelzel at 9. Go to the right. Oh, it just turns more than players think. So that's going to be a drop shot for Schmelzel. It's her 3rd bogey of this first 9 holes. She falls back to 6 under par, 3 back of the lead. Not out of it yet, but a lot of work to do. They're chasing Ariya Jutanugarn, the major champion, up at the top of the leaderboard alongside Saigo.
It's a big-time shot from Ariya Jutanugarn a few moments ago to get to this spot here at 10.
I would have put her at getting on the green at 10%, let alone in this position to try to make birdie. This would be stealing one if she were able to convert from where she drove it.
Hold your line.
Either way, good 4.
Yeah.
Relatively stress-free par once she got onto the green. Tremendous recovery.
Talked about her winning 2 major championships. She had this one in her grasp back in 2016. 2-shot lead with 3 to play, and she bogeyed the last 3.
Benefit for her being it's on a different golf course, so it doesn't have those fresh memories from the same course.
Yeah, remember that. It was just heartbreaking to watch. Saigo's 2nd at 9.
And this is a 7-iron on the way, Tom, from 170 to the hole. And pretty disciplined shot there to not take on the flag.
Yeah, it's going to leave her a birdie chance. And we'll go ahead to the 16th.
Nelly Korda, really impressive on that day 2. 7 over at one point. Made a big charge to get it to 1 over and make it to the weekend. The defending champ for birdie here.
She put together a pretty good run yesterday morning to get pushed her way up. A couple double bogeys in the middle of that round really halted her chances.
Here's Lindy Duncan, 2nd shot at 9.
In a great spot on the fairway. But this one has to get up.
Bunker, I think. Big bunker. on the right side of that green, so a bit of work to do for Lindy Duncan to stay level par for the day. At the 13th, Jin Young Ko. She's put together a nice day, and that gets her 2 under for the round. So Jin Young Ko, a player who has spent all that time at the top of the world rankings trying to bounce back. It's been a couple of years since she won out here on the LPGA. She's 4 behind, not out of it yet. It is wide open here at the club at Carlton Woods. Just a moment to go, the bunker shot at the 9th for Lindy Duncan.
It's a very flat lie. Just got to dump this out on the edge of the green and let it release to the hole.
Just too much. So Lindy's got work to do for her par. Never finished inside the top 10 in a major championship. Big stage for Lindy Duncan.
Rolling in. Missed the green right. Oh, it's a par putt. He's had a couple of those today.
Had a couple of lips. Position where she needs to start getting them to fall. It's really hard to press on this golf course. Can't force anything.
Good birdie look here for Mao Saigo.
It is, with a little bit of movement to the right.
Really needed hitting. 13 players from Japan in the field to begin the week. There's a very talented group of Japanese players on the LPGA Tour. I said it yesterday, it seems like every week we have a Japanese player who's vying for a title. Last week it was Akie Iwai, who almost got into a playoff with Ingrid Lindblad.
Joju Kim is not out of it. 2 back. This to get it to 8.
Such a severe spot on that green where that hole is located.
This would be a very good par in the end for Lindy Duncan if it goes in at 9.
It's tricky. Downhill.
So there's going to be 2 bogeys and a birdie, assuming that one goes in for Lindy Duncan, the 34-year-old journeywoman pro, searching for something here. Let's go to the tee at the 11th, and Arya Jutanagan.
A very straight par 4. Really just about trying to find the fairway here.
Just a little out to the right, and is going to find the rough. Mentioned it earlier. Hasn't used a driver for the majority of her career. Unprecedented in the professional game, but she just doesn't have the confidence, and she's long enough with that 3-wood. It's been a remarkable part of her game.
Out this way. I'm just speaking it out. So we need to look something that covers 140. For this corner. Right. Yeah, that gives us the best chance to make it through. I like a little more loft. Because I think it's going to fly out of there. Even if it comes up short, and it's going to at least get to the base. I mean, if we're at the base, we could just still chip up, even if it's in the rough, right?
Okay.
We can make 5 easy.
I'm going almost over this much.
This gap here, right? You definitely can, yeah. I mean, we got it straight off the left.
Yeah. So I can just go normal shot right there.
Exactly, yep. Great shot. Okay.
What happened?
That's not something you see very often off the tee. That's running in an area Jutanagan's ball.
Yesterday was Minji. Like that? Yeah.
No, it's actually they've hit each other.
Yeah.
They called for a ruling, but I think it's going to be pretty simple. You mark one and not to clean it, pick it up, keep it in your hand, give one player plays, and then they put the other one back.
Because we can't be sure where.
And Paige, you're down there for us.
Well, very interesting. It does not happen much in golf, but overheard both Roning and her caddy mentioning this is the 3rd time, or it's happened 3 times. This might be the 4th time it's happened to her this season.
Oh, wow.
I mean, shocking.
Yeah.
Can't think of a time it's happened in my career.
I can't either.
I think it'll be a pretty simple ruling for the official. Looks like Sue Witters is on the way there in the background, so they'll have that sorted out very quickly.
Meanwhile, Lexi in the fairway at the 10th, trying to turn things around. 3 over for the day.
This is not a hole where you want to press, but with the backhoe location, you are able to get it close. Land something just into that ridge and let it release.
Okay.
Overplayed the wind a little bit. You are somewhat exposed there on the 10th to the wind.
Nice tee shot at the 17th for Nelly Korda. This to get to 3 under par. Ooh, Nelly. Back over to the 11th.
Yeah. Are you happy enough it's there yet?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What do we do now without damaging their lie?
So, this is you?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to go ahead and mark yours, get it out of the way. You got a perfect lie. You'll go ahead and play your shot. And then, if your lie gets destroyed, then we'll get you lie most certainly. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to take that something like this one? I can't clean that, no.
This way? Which one?
Sue Witters from the LPGA senior rules official on hand.
We're all in agreement. You've got a perfect lie there.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I'm going to lift this running just.
Not like a full-on jumper.
Let's take a look at Rolex Women's World Rankings. Nelly Korda, the #1 player in the world.
At the tower or right at the
Comfortable.
tower. Okay.
Lead there. Gino Tidiku, the world #2, and Lydia Ko, the world #3. We expected one of those 3 players to be in contention this week, but it hasn't happened. Area Jutanagan now ready to play.
153 yards to carry that front edge. This on a very nice line.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. It just needs to go a little bit.
How softly did that land, Tom, coming out of the rough? It's just the difference between landing on the green and landing in the fringe.
And now she's going to have a pretty quick putt. So this was what Sue Witters was talking about. Because of the divot, it's not going to be possible to put the golf ball back exactly where it was.
All right. Ronnie will be able to recreate her lie, her perfect lie that they had mentioned.
There we go.
Thing with the perfect lie, Paige, is you could get a jumper.
That's very true. It does tend to tee up here in this Bermuda first cut.
63 is where it started to die for you. Help and break. Yeah, 65 from dying, help out of this line, perfect. Just in the gap between the bunker, or the flag and the car.
Where the hole is located, it's in a bit of a bowl, a little collection area. Just want to make sure that you've got your distance control dialed in so that it will feed down there. Wind is helping out of the right.
Now that's the problem, you see. It just hits on that downslope, and look at that golf ball released to the back of the green. That's what we're talking about. It's so difficult to get the ball close. Hyo-Joo Kim, third to the par 5, 13th.
Not known for her power, trying to make it work with a superb wedge game here.
It's going to run away. It's just downhill at the back of the screen.
Now Saigo on the tee at the 10th.
As Paige was describing, back into the wind, you've got trouble all the way down the left, trees cutting on the right, and this is low and going a bit left.
A little danger.
Not too much.
Looks like it's going to hold up there. She'll be okay.
Sigh of relief. For the co-leader at 9 under, Mao Saigo, the 23-year-old from Japan, right there at the top with Arya Jutanagarn, a two-time major champ, but it has been a while. So many great memories of this championship through the years, including 1990 Betsy King winning the second of her 3 Chevron championships. Dinah Shore, so much part of this event for many, many years. This trophy still named after her. Curry Webb back in 2000, how about a 10-shot win over the defending champ, Dottie Pepper. And in 2005, Annika Sorenstam winning the 3rd and final Chevron championship, 8-shot victory. So she and Betsy King 3-time winners, Amy Alcott as well. And Brittany Lincecum won it a couple of times. 2015, 10 years ago, she eagled the 72nd hole, eventually beat Stacey Lewis, a 3-hole playoff. 72nd hole eagle back in 2009 for the win as well. So those are the two at the top right now. Now Saigo, Arya Jutanagarn, by no means just those two in the mix, though. We'll move this for par at 10. Green right, played to there.
Did take a par at the 10th hole and head very quickly to that 11th tee. Stretch of 9 and 10. A couple of the hardest on the course.
Hyo-Joo Kim's just going to chip this one from behind the green at 13. This is a birdie attempt up the hill. Would look very appealing, I think. It's going to be a 5. Gives Hyo-Joo Kim 7 under. And now we go back over to 11 and Ronan Yien's birdie putt.
Appears to be a bit of a double breaker. Start out moving away.
Down into that bowl.
This is the new putter. Excuse me, the old putter, but the new putter for her this week. It's what she won the majority of her events with. Went back to it this week. Kind of messing around with a few different models.
You're at 10. Lexi Thompson ran the birdie try by. This is coming back for par. Okay. It was really impressive, her fighting back after a tough start. She was 3 over on day 1 at some point. Came all the way back, not only to make the weekend, but get it into contention.
There's a look from above of that green. You can just see kind of the lighter area where very Jutanagan is putting down into that bowl. So it's not been a difficult hole today. It's just been a difficult hole to make birdie. This one has a chance. Oh.
Like most of these holes, Tom, tough to get it close, to have a real look. Most players ending up with 30, 40 feet.
Stays at 9 under par. Tied for the lead. A few injury issues over the last couple of years. Looks healthy at the moment. Let's go to 10.
Plenty of room on the left here. That tee shot. Sugg goes second.
The ball is above her feet, though. Has 183 to the hole.
Left it out to the right, and that bunker is no bargain. Very quick from there. We've seen the bunkers are quite difficult this week. Thick, coarse sand, tough to get a lot of spin on it.
Lindsey Duncan, you just got to remind yourself, be patient, because there's nobody at the top who's making birdie after birdie and running away with this.
No, and that's the thing, is when you're out here playing in these conditions, you know that birdies are going to be really hard to come by. So you just have to try and eliminate the mistakes and just keep hanging around. Never know, you might make a good shot here and there, make a good putt, chip in. You never know what's going to happen, so you just have to keep being in that moment, one shot at a time. And she said in her press conference yesterday, she's just really excited to be here and be in this moment and have this opportunity.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm not determined to win, I'm just happy to be here. It was like, I'm going to take it all in. This is why we're out here, to be in this position.
There's nothing that can replicate the feeling of coming down the back nine of a major championship with a chance to win. And she has had her game face on from the start of this week. Certainly had it on the range this morning. She's an intense player. She's very methodical, goes about her business very diligently, very mechanical. It's actually something that she's working on, almost becoming less mechanical. It's tightens her up a little bit.
Back up the hill here to the tee at 12, the par 3. 166 today. Obviously tough to judge with the wind here as it swirls through the trees. Not only the championship on the line, but that vehicle right there too. First hole in one. You get at least a 2026 Cadillac Vistic, all electric SUV, up to 7 passengers in there, 305 miles of range. Speakers galore for Abbott when he rides around town, just blasting the music.
Do you go with the 1 pedal or the 2 pedal when you go the electric? You know, you can use the 1 pedal like a golf cart.
I like the golf cart.
Do you?
Yeah,
I got to go 2 pedal.
Let the car do the work.
No,
not you.
No, I can't.
Okay, whatever. You know, Eric Jutanagan, just thinking about the major championship.
You can stop it over there.
On the right?
You do.
What time is it?
50 seconds. No. It works pretty well. Right at the 52.
When the 2016 PGA and the 2018 U.S. Women's Open Shoal Creek. Morgan, she had a 7-shot lead after she made the turn. Had to go to a playoff to win it.
It's not easy for anybody in sport to play with a large lead, but even thinking about that and having the lead in this championship coming down the stretch back in the desert, she definitely knows and has those memories in the back of her mind, whether positive or negative, has to try and block them out here. She talked about having a little bit of a match play mentality, Paige, coming into this week.
It's definitely about mindset. That was a 9-iron. She's losing it a little to the right, but that'll be fine. During that playoff you're referring to, there was a flip of a switch moment where it felt like she just took it from there.
And interesting to watch as the last few holes she has missed shots to the right.
Difficult. This one from the bunker at 10 for Sago.
It is. She has a lot of bunker to carry. Got to land it on the fringe.
Carried it just a fraction too far. Have an opportunity to save par.
You have to work hard to stay at 9 under here in the final round of the first major of the year. Final round of the Chevron Championship, the 54th edition for so many years in Southern California, and they brought many of those traditions here to the Woodlands in Texas, including the leap into the water at the end of the day, taking place right there for the winner. Mouse Saigo trying to save par here at 10.
At some point, you have to start making a few of these putts if you're going to win a major championship. I think that would be a really good time just to try and keep some momentum going. Oh, just lacking speed.
It is going to be, it's going to be about who makes the most pars on this back nine coming down the stretch. Who makes those clutch par saves that keep the momentum going. What you don't want to do is leave it short.
Wayward's second, end up in the bunker and make it difficult, that third, to get there. Now, one of those par saves here, the putt for Lindy Duncan.
A little bit more simple here for Lindy. Don't see a huge amount in this, and what there is, it should move just a smidge left.
She's been really solid on these.
Yeah, it's what she did all day yesterday. Bogey free, made all pars till she got to 13, went back to back with birdies.
Second at the 11th for Yan Lu. Doesn't like it.
Pull, huh? Just going to be in that low area there to the left of the 11th.
Final hole of the championship for Nelly Korda, who won it last year. Historic season and that great run. This is her fourth. Hadn't won this year so far. But that win last year, her fifth win in 5 straight starts. Nancy Lopez out of Sorenstam tying them for that record. Here at 14, Hyojin Kim and her second.
Location on the 14th, all the way in the back today. Don't want to be long or left. Smart play. Very small area back there, and everything beyond this hole slopes away.
Look from up top. Beautiful wooded terrain right here in the neighborhood, and they are neighborhoods. Huge homes here. 29-year-old from Thailand, Rolex World Ranking. She was #1 in the world during that dominant run back in 2016, 2018, or 19.
This putt, moving from her right to left. Last little part might get a little quick. She's left a couple short, Morgan. Something to pay attention to.
Yeah, she's kept them short, but it hasn't been that stressful yet.
Well, this hour of Top Tracer Technology is presented by Progressive Insurance. And Lindy Duncan on the tee.
Being downwind, Tom, players can get a little bit of roll on their tee shots, get the ball close to the green, have a shorter shot into this flag, which is tucked on the left side. Ideally, you want to keep it down the right to create some kind of an angle to allow for the pitch and roll on these firmer greens now.
Yeah, she liked that one. Quickly to pick up the tee. Player who lost her card on the LPGA a few years ago, went back to the Epsom Tour.
Even par on the day from Ronin Yin, major champ herself. Trying to pick one up here.
Yeah, great opportunity. Should be just a touch to get this ball started, and gravity should take care of the rest. It's a high, she's at the high point of the green.
She had some lip outs. Got to get them to go in now. Start running out of holes.
There you go. Center of. To get it to 7 under, just 2 back. Might be a day where you want to run out of holes on the golf course and let other people play them and make the mistakes.
Yeah, Mouse Saigo on the tee.
Could do it trying to get a little bit of air underneath this one. Get that wind assist going. Get moving down there. She's done that.
Driver to this season to try and get a little more height off the tee. Felt like she was hitting it too low. I believe a slight downslope there.
Out by the green, this is Yan Lu.
Right on the edge, chip it in here.
Below the hole, should say par there.
She was 7 under after day 1. Shared the lead. Right back up to 18. Moved up that tee today, 472. So we should see some action. Players going forward in 2. It's a par putt for Nelly Korda. What do you think overall about Nelly and where she is this season? Number 1 in the world, no doubt about that. Getting close, but hasn't won yet.
Yeah, she's had some definitely signs of brilliance. Such a tremendous ball striker. Struggled a little bit with the left miss off the tee this week. And this club, the putter, she switched putters between the first and second round. A ton of time after the first round, working on her stroke. And, you know, we said it even coming into this week. There's kind of been that one round, Terry, for Nelly that has really hurt her this week. And this year, or this week, it just happened to be the first. It was an uphill climb the rest of the way.
Yeah, she's going to have that round, that one round that wasn't excellent throughout the event she's played, and that happened in the opening round this week. 77 fought back from that. Dropped back to 14. Hyoju Kim. This is where the approach ended up. Lengthy birdie try.
Slow up the hill here. This is a putter that she put in the bag the week she won in Phoenix. She seemed to make just about everything in that final round en route to a playoff victory over Lilia Vu.
Jin Choi looking from behind the 13th, back up the hill, keep the pace up. Yeah, rattles in there. Good putt there. Jin Choi's had a bit of a mixed day today. That's her 3rd birdie. You can see a couple of double bogeys on the front 9. So trying to battle back into contention. And we will go over to the 11th. And Yan Lu trying to save par, remaining 7 under par. Yeah, pretty remarkable what Terry was saying. They're off to a great start with that 7 under round. And since then, you would have thought that the leaderboard would have gone into double digits under par, and it just hasn't happened with the way the golf course is played.
It's interesting, Tom. She's really been playing with and in around the lead the entire week. It's not that easy to do. It's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. And as the golf course has gotten tougher as the week has gone on, she has hung tough.
I mentioned she won an event in China a couple of weeks ago, which was for Chinese players back home. But the events they have back there, shot 60 that week. And they got off to a very nice start last week at the JM Eagle Championship at El Cab in the LA area. Now Lexi. Okay. Time running out here for Lexi if she's going to challenge. Needs to start making birdies and climb up that leaderboard. Works so hard on her game. Just hasn't found top gear today, which is a shame. She's a very popular figure in the game.
Ready to get up.
Just waiting.
Right now, straight down, flag straight down.
I actually thought Morgan, she is on a bit of a downslope here. She does have a good angle behind the far right of the side of this fairway. 163 to the hole, but I think she's got to allow. I think she can pitch this at 150 and have 13 yards release from that downslope with this downwind.
She gets on the green as well, Karen. Downhill to the hole. She's been fairly precise with her landing carry numbers today.
It sounded a little chunky, but it carried.
Yeah, it's a problem. Look at that. Just pitches on the downslope, Karen. It's probably going to go over the green. It'll just stay on the back edge. So worked with her birdie putt. It's just been very hard to get the ball close at 11. We've just not seen, well, I haven't seen anybody get it close at 11. And we've seen a lot of pars, Karen, because you can kind of feed the ball down into that bowl with the birdie putt, but tough to get the ball close with the second shot.
Oh, because of being so downwind, even with a short club in your hand. Lindy's only got 145. So I imagine this to be probably a wedge or a 9-iron for Lindy.
Let's see what this one does. That's good from what we've seen today. Gives her a birdie try.
That's one of the best we've seen.
Yeah. Here's the tee at the 13th, the par 5, area Jutanagan.
Ideally playing it up the left side of the fairway. It's 230 to carry the bunker.
Just with that 3-wood, Aria has been working with Holton Freeman. We went back and looked at some old videos from when she was really playing her best. One of the things that they've been working on is not swaying as much off the ball to the right, but really turning into that right hip. You can see how far back that right hip went, then unleashes all of her power into the ball. Doesn't need anything but a 3-wood to overpower this course.
With the player in second position, Mal Saigo, one back this birdie putt here, number 11.
No, she's got a lot of work to do, Tom. It's a long range putt. There's downhill in it too once it gets sort of halfway to the hole.
Easy, easy, easy.
Speed there. Well, these greens are very smooth, very quick. They just get away from you.
Just uphill into the green is exceptionally slow because of the green, but downhill, down green is like putting on glass.
Jutanagan second at 13.
Came out very low and right of her target.
And in the trees, up by the trees.
It caught the tree. It should be fine from there.
She got away with it. It bounced into the fairway. She dropped the club, and you can see could have had some tree trouble there and been short-sighted with the whole location. So she got away with that one.
It's your day. Maybe it's your day. Get away with something. It looked like by her reaction it was thin and in the heel. Let's see how she looks like she loaded well into that right side. Just stands up a little bit too much. Catches it in the heel. Tries to save it. You can see the toe flip over there. Think back to last week when Ingrid Lindblad, Tom, got a couple of really solid breaks.
Yeah.
En route to her victory.
13th hole, she hit in the trees left. It bounced out into the middle of the fairway. So there you go, clips the trees, but bounces out into the fairway. I don't think it would have been as disastrous as what could have happened to Lindblad last week, but still, take all the pieces of good fortune you can. 8 on you for a birdie at 11.
Very similar line to Saigo, so should have learned something, certainly about the speed of it. She has. It's a pretty good putt here.
Yes, we've seen quite a bit today, Karen. As I say, it's an easy hole to make a par, relatively, when you look at the stats. Well, Amy Rogers is here with us this week. Let's go down to Amy now.
Thanks so much, Tom. Here alongside defending champion Nelly Corda. What a week for you from the very start. Monday, hosting that Champions Dinner. Just being back here where you made history last year. How would you describe the overall experience this week?
It's been a grind. Obviously, the start of the week was amazing. Having all the champions, past champions, celebrate, and having Chef Keller cook an amazing meal. I mean, that's such an unforgettable moment. And then Thursday, just wish I could just delete that. But, you know, I was walking onto 8T at 7 over, and I made the weekend, so that's something to be very proud of. And don't have my best stuff right now, but grinded through the weekend, and hopefully I can continue building on this.
We're awaiting our leaders to make their way down the closing stretch. What can they expect over the final few holes today?
It's definitely playing very soft, very different from last year. So even though the tee is very far up on 18, I mean, you're going to have a wood into the green. So it's definitely going to be a very exciting finish. I see the leaderboard's pretty stacked, so may the odds be ever in their favor.
We appreciate the warning, and thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Nelly Corda there. Top 15 finish, the way it looks at the moment after that disappointing first round. Lindy Duncan going this left. Almost took a little hop off the marker there of Hate on You.
Going for the bank shot.
Yeah. Aerial coverage is provided by SHI. Looking down on the club at Carlton Woods, residential community with some beautiful homes lining the fairways here. Everybody kind of picks out their favorite house.
Going to put it in offer on which one, Tom?
I like the one off the left of 11T with the pickleball court.
You big pickleball guy?
No, but I would be playing a lot if I lived in that house.
Take up the game. Okay.
So I got on the 11th green here for par.
And this one is going to move to the left. And looking at the putting stroke, the practice stroke she's putting on it now, and she's going to have this moving probably at least a foot, maybe a foot and a half even, which is a lot for this length putt.
Left the last one short.
So it is going to be a fourth bogey of the day for Mal Saigo, and she's going to fall back 7 under par, 2 back at the lead. Ariya Jutanugarn with a bit of an advantage right now. Top of the leaderboard here in the Chevron Championship.
Back part of this green slopes away from the players. She's coming in off a downhill lie. Just needs to be careful of the release number.
Gonna be tough to get it to
Oh,
stop.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That was completely misjudged right there, Tom.
Yeah, and that's actually going to take a bit of work to get the ball up and down. So there you go, some beautiful homes. That's the one that I like. Got the pool, the pickleball, nice house. You got the in and out drive. Perfect. Coverage of the Chevron Championship, first major of the year, where Ariya Jutanugarn has a 2-shot lead. We'll go down to 12.
Yeah, Lou, one of those names right there at 7 under. This to get it to 8.
Seen this putt has a tremendous amount of break. Most missing low. all week. Players missing low, not taking in enough account of the grain.
Wow, Aria has the putter out here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Morgan, speaking of grain, this is going to be a real test of distance control, but also making sure you got enough loft to get it over this grain and roll smooth.
Well, she hit a poor chip on the 9th. I'd have to say that might be in the back of her head.
Good point.
Question. Would you take 8 under and sit in the clubhouse and say, go get it right now?
Right now, with what players have coming in, if you look at 3 of the last, if you take 18 out, you think 15, 16, and 17. There's been less than 10 birdies made in the entire field on those 3 holes. So this 13th is the last real birdie opportunity coming down the stretch. And still, it's not a bargain, playing just barely under par today for the field. And that is just so much fringe to putt through there. But I'd have to say, flubbing the chip on 9 was in the back of her mind on a shot like that.
All right, so they set up on the tee here at the 12th. And I believe Lindy Duncan first to go.
I believe she is too. 166 is the distance on this hole today. We know it's downwind. We know the green will release once the ball hits on top of it. If you pitch it on a direct line over the bunker and the flag, you're at the highest part of the green, and that is the firmest part of the green. So you'll see some big bounces from that part of the green.
It's interesting, Karen, I mentioned earlier about Lindy's technical nature. I asked her coach, Sean Foley, how do you handle that? Especially in big moments like this. He said, I had to prove to her that it is not in her nature, but that it is actually a defense mechanism that was blocking her freedom as a player, and said perfectionism is just soaked in insecurity. And he said the goal in life, it was very deep, is to be secure with our insecurities. So I feel like we've really seen a difference in Lindy, even in what I've seen in practice, in warm-up today. You know, just not having a lot of extra aids and things that she would normally have in warm-up, but being more of a player and a feel and an athlete while out on the course.
I think that is a really sort of great way to think it, you know, because it keeps you more in the moment of what you need to be doing. This is a 9-iron for Lindy. That was a good swing through the ball, aggressive, a little bit left.
I think there's such a balance. And as it settles out just a bit, that's going to be a difficult bunker shot, but a player can get very wrapped up in all of the numbers and all of that and forget to be an athlete, but you could also be the opposite. It's helpful to practice that way when the moment calls for it.
Par putt here for Aria up the hill. Just going to drop a shot on a par 5, and that is not her game at all. She's got so much length and power. These are the holes that she should be taking advantage of. So to drop a shot here is going to be very costly for the leader. She's still going to have the lead, but she will be at 8 under par and a 1-shot lead. Players right there, and a lot of players right there, and one of them is Hyo-Joo Kim, and this would be a really good birdie. The 15th hole, Morgan was saying, playing difficult. Birdie's hard to come by.
Almost playing 4.5 on average today. Far and away the hardest hole on the golf course, and I think will be one of the most pivotal. That birdie would have gone a long way.
We had 3 birdies on that 15th hole. That would have been a big moment for Hyo-Joo Kim. Let's go back to 12.
Man, what's just second place at 13 has brought so many players into it. Saigo setting up here at the par 3.
She has an 8-iron out. And in an ideal world, you'd play this just right at the flag. There is a backstop behind the flag over that side of the green. This is an aggressive tee shot. Should be enough club. Just pitched on that firmest bit of the green.
It's such a shallow green.
Yeah, I don't know how you get it close there. It's next to impossible right now with the firmness of the green, the wind. It's a challenge coming down the stretch here, the final day of this major. lead down to 1. Jutanugarn, tee at 14.
Came out very low, but looks to be in good shape.
Something to think about. Paige, has this group been put on the clock?
That is accurate. At the beginning, before they teed off, the LPGA rules official notified them that they will be timed now. They were previously warned 2 holes ago, did not make up enough time in order to get back into position.
Okay, got it. And stricter rules now on the LPGA for that, for pace of play. So obviously something that can be on their minds, that group. Duncan from the bunker at 12.
I mean, this is an impossible bunker shot. Too much bunker to carry.
Oh, hit the flagstick.
That might have been the only way to have stopped it.
I have not seen very many good bunker shots this week based on the sand. It's really hard to generate spin, to get the ball high and up out of the sand and generate a lot of spin. It's a different sand than what a lot of these players face week in and week out. But I do agree, it didn't quite hit flush onto that flagstick, but got away with that. Definitely better off than had it not.
Absolutely. Saigo.
Oh, she did the same thing that she did on the 5th hole earlier today. Went right underneath that.
Look.
She tried to hit a really high, big swinging flop shot here because it's so quick down the hill. Say maybe just caught that little drain, but still went underneath it. Was not what she was looking for.
But the drain didn't help when it hit that little area softly.
Virginia Kerr birdie putt here at 17. Chevron challenge here, so a donation from Chevron for every birdie has been $10,000. So just been handed a note that they've increased it to $100,000 for every birdie on the 17th hole today in that Chevron challenge. It's going to be going to a number of charities. And wow, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, first to go for par, Duncan here at 12.
Not wasting any time. I think she feels pretty good about the read on this putt.
Always like to see a player, Karen, stick to their normal time frame and be confident.
Yeah, she looks good.
No. So costly drop shot there at the par 3. Still right there, 2 back. Keep it here from Miles Saigo. A safe par now.
Saigo is going to be downhill, so she's still going to have to contend with that. And it's just incredibly tough out here, Morgan. And following this group, you know, getting the ball close to the hole is very difficult. So that you know, as a player, you're not going to have many opportunities for birdies, and it puts a lot of pressure on you. And you immediately think you have to hit perfect shots, whether it's a chip shot or whether it's an approach shot. You feel like you have to be perfect to give yourself even a chance to make a par. It's just so hard out here right now.
This is a big putt here to avoid 3 straight bogeys.
Huge putt. What a save. Up to 14, and Ariya Jutanugarn second.
The error here is long, 131 yards.
Needs to slow down. Everything slopes away there. Oh, that is a brutal miss. Well below the surface of the green, short-sided, downhill once it reaches the putting surface.
I mean, Morgan, this has turned into just trying to make pars any way you can.
Earlier, the one who makes the most pars coming down the stretch.
Keep it here for Yin. This hour of Top Tracer Technology is presented by Progressive Insurance.
And it's It's this time of day, the green's starting to bounce a lot more. Players not having as much control. There's a much higher trajectory.
That is one of her tremendous strengths, is the height that she hits her irons, but even this won't stop. It's going to stay a little bit closer to the putting surface. Be interesting to see if Aria takes putter here, Terry.
I threw out 8 under, might be 7 under. Go to the clubhouse and wait.
Beauty. Beauty.
Yeoju Kim right there. Will this stay? Okay. 29-year-old has won 7 times, including a major championship. Is just one back. Ian's third at 14.
Just a delicate shot here. You can see how much she gripped down on it for control. Not bad.
Yeah. Saw that playing through. Shot from Jutanagarn, so a decent amount left for par for Aria. And a look at what she did from off the green.
Opting to go with the wedge here as opposed to the putter that she used on the previous hole. Had those sprinkler heads to negotiate as well. All in all, not bad. Solid contact. Just gave it a little bit more, as you can't leave it short. Kept that weight forward, hands ahead. A good play from Aria.
Paige, any leaderboards around here as we watch Saganda from off the green?
Yeah, that's a great question, Terry. I was just thinking about that. There is one, I believe, on the next hole, but there hasn't been in a couple of holes. So I don't believe that Aria knows where she stands.
Carlota's not been able to make a move today. 1 over on the round. So stays 3 back for the moment at least.
Tee at the 13th is Mao Saigo.
This will be just fine, Morgan, too. Another good tee shot here.
Almost looked like she gave that a little extra, Karen. Reach back for another gear.
14. This putt for par to keep sole possession of the lead.
It's going to be about execution and managing any of the nerves that she's feeling right now.
Yeah. Huge par save.
She has made some exceptional par saves today. The front nine, a wonderful putt on 5. Of course, fabulous eagle putt on the 4th as well. But that club has been solid, and it has kept her on the top of the leaderboard.
Yan Lu long here at 13. 4th shot. This is a par 5. Don't want to go too far by because it'll be quick coming back the other way. And she'll have that to stay one back of the lead.
Going in for par.
And there shouldn't be much in this last portion. The green kind of slopes away from the players. So I think this is at the level point where it starts to change direction.
Standing over this a long time here.
Okay. So throughout yesterday and today, so many players trying to win for the first time at the top of the leaderboard, but those 3 top names right there are all major champs.
Back over to the 13th. Yan Lu with a putt for par. Staying at 7 under. And taking her time on this one, Morgan. Trying to figure out what it does.
As you said, Tom, it's going to be quick. Important just to pick the right start line. This has been a part of her game. She spent some time working with Chris Cho, working on face control. She'd have a tendency to shut her face down on the backswing, which caused her to manipulate the putter head through the ball. Worked on a better takeaway, relying more on the body movement and quieting the hands. Quieting the hands is the dream of every person who's ever hit a putt in their life, especially in this kind of pressure.
It just snuck away to the right, so that is costly on a par 5 for Yan Lu, and she is going to drop a shot. It's going to be her 2nd bogey of the day. Had been very steady to that point, and this 13th hole is taking its toll here for a par 5. It's playing as the 4th easiest hole on the golf course, but we've seen a few players come through here and make mistakes in these final few groups, which is very unusual on a par 5. Let's go to 16.
His first share of the lead, Hyo-Joo Kim, who's 2 under for the round.
Only been 2 birdies today on this 16th hole. Kind of doing what Hyo-Joo does, quietly going about her business. She doesn't love being in the spotlight. It's not a place of comfort for her, playing so far ahead of the final groups. Trying to make a charge, probably a little bit more of a place of comfort, similar to what she did en route to victory in Arizona. Went out well ahead of the leaders. With that, just miscue there.
Winner already this year. This is the 9th event of the season.
Going with driver here off the tee for Ronan Yi, and this has been a hard green to hit, Paige, just 33% of the field.
Yep. This is an aggressive play off of the tee. It's not necessary to hit driver, but of course, the further you get it down here, the easier that difficult second will be. You guys need to thread the needle here. A shot shape with a draw would be preferred.
Hit a fade, it's up the right, running out of the fairway. Make this next shot really difficult, Tom.
Yeah.
And the whole location coming out of the rough, already the hardest hole. Yeah. Nearly impossible from there.
Back to the par 5 13th. Saigo.
Going for a layup here, Tom. This is a 4 hybrid. Trying to give herself a fuller shot into this whole location. Try and get some control.
Yeah, it's been difficult today. certainly for the last few groups, we're playing as the 4th easiest hole on the course, so shouldn't be too difficult. And now Saganda is going to go with the fairway metal off the tee.
Yeah, and again, she hits spade. It's her preferred shot shape. So an uncomfortable shot for her off this tee.
Looks like she misses it.
Depending on how much tree trouble, they may not be able to play towards the green, Tom.
We've seen a lot of players long through the green with their second shots, which makes that chip very difficult at the 15th. And now area looks like maybe not even the 3-wood for area.
And she flights the ball better than almost anybody out here. It's amazing what she can do to play with trajectory. I think this is a great opportunity for her to hit a low bullet and allow it just to run out.
This is interesting, Tom. She actually has always had a 2 and a 3 iron, kind of the driving irons that she's played with. She took them out of the bag and replaced them with a 17 and a 19-degree hybrid. Her caddy, David Eller, told me, I never thought I'd see the day. A lot of it's about having more control in on par 5s, but there's that low bullet, Paige.
Yeah, and it trundles once it hits the ground in the fairway. Well done.
Yeah, good decision to put those clubs in if you need them coming down the stretch, but they are on the clock. There's Annie Giangrosso from the LPGA rules staff. They have not a very small margin for error. If the combined time to hit their shot is more than 5 seconds over the time, then it's a 1-stroke penalty. 1 to 5 seconds, which is a pretty small margin, isn't it? You get a fine, but a 1-stroke penalty in the final round of a major championship at this point is a massive penalty. So I would certainly be hurrying along if I was these players. Slow play is something the LPGA takes very seriously, and I think it has made a difference this year, that new policy. Certainly from what I've seen, players really do not want to be on the clock. As we go back to the final 3 ball
Like
here.
a little bit left, like almost
Side
a
of the third
6
shot,
flags
par
it left.
99 yards. Just a little bit of a downslope to deal with, so trajectory is going to come out a bit lower than she probably would like. I would expect her
Got
to
it
allow
still
this.
at 8.
Expect her to allow this at least 5 yards of release.
Impressed with her judge of the carry. Let's see if she can dial it in here.
Oh, she knew it right away. That's going to be down where area was. Going to have to be skilled around the greens once again. Players struggling on this par 5. Area Jutanagan out in front right now, the Chevron Championship.
First major championship trophy on the line today. Chevron Championship going back to 1972. So much of the tradition being kept here. The Dinah Shore Trophy, sterling silver, going to the winner by the end of the day, along with that leap into the pond. And they'll finish up. We'll see Lee there, almost going in the water a little prematurely. 13.
Saigo now, 4th.
And this is uphill into the grain. Should check.
Left it below the hole, so good chance to save par there.
Right. Well,
Go to the 15th. Check out what's happening with Ronan Yin.
And as these greens have firmed out, so much more difficult to hold it, made even more difficult by the being downwind and out of the rough.
Yeah, it's going to go right back up. We've seen so many players there, right on the gallery ropes today.
There's just nowhere else to hit it, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, that has been such a popular spot there in the area where players are walking off to the next tee. We've seen so many players who've ended up there. Area Jutanagan.
Certainly will benefit from being out of the fairway, but again, we're 125 5 yards away, and I'm hearing that loud and clear when the ball lands on these greens. Very hollow sound right now.
Just left of the camera.
Well, that's the difference between pitching it on the green and pitching it on the green surrounds. That one stops right away. Still going to be speed to deal with. Going over onto that ledge, but maybe easier than being way back there. Now Lindy Duncan for a birdie at the 13th. This would go a long way.
It would. It's uphill. Got to make sure you give it enough.
Yes, Lindy Duncan. Wow. This would be some story if Lindy Duncan can pull off a victory here. We'll go to the tee at the 17th, and Hyo-Joo Kim, who has played so well today. She's 2 under par. Doesn't like it. Yeah, it's pretty firm on that green. There's not a lot. There's not a very big area to pitch the ball to get it to be close to the hole.
Story of the day.
Yeah,
absolutely. 16, the second for Hye-Jin Choi at 4 under. She's 2 over on the round. That helps.
That is one of the best you are going to see all day. You could sit on that 16th green and not see a better shot than that from the entire field.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18. You'd think 18 with the team moved up, it'd be a much bigger opportunity to reach and make maybe an eagle, certainly a birdie, but it hasn't played out that way. Firm greens, wind has been there throughout. Chutanagarn at 2 under, Ronin Yin at 1 under. The top 3 right there, all under par for the rounds, but you keep going down that right side, and we get to Jin Young Ko at 5 under and 2 under on the day. It's been really tough. Since the opening round, really, it's been tough. The lead was at 7 under after the first day, and right now it's just 8 under par. We're going to have to earn it coming down the stretch here at this major championship.
back up to the 13th. Final 3 ball. Saigo for par.
As we said, Tom, uphill putt here, so she can be aggressive with this one. And that is for sure. Everything is having to be earned right now for these players. It's insanely difficult mentally dealing with everything that they have to right now with the way the course is playing. That was a good save.
Yeah, she was surprised that that kind of tried to sneak away to the right. And now we'll go behind the 15th green and Ronin Yin.
Based on the practice strokes we're seeing, looking to loft it up pretty high from this position. Don't expect there's going to be a ton of spin on it, so still maybe landing it at the edge of this fringe. That came out well right and softer than she was looking for.
Seen that quite a few times today already. We'll stick up a little bit in that Bermuda grass, going underneath it. Certainly, when you see all the trouble beyond, don't want it to jump. Didn't use a lot of wrist hinge there. Kind of tried a middle shot. A little bit of a bump and run mixed with the high shot. Like maybe didn't commit to going with one or the other.
Hye-Jin Choi for birdie at 16. Haven't been many. There's one. 16 playing over par. 6 birdies all day. 3 under here in the back 9.
Look at that back 9.
Yeah.
What those leaders would give for that right now.
Now Saganda's going to putt this one at 15.
Yeah, Reddit with Aim Point Express had both hands up, so expect a high breaking putt.
Just going to go a little bit. And that's going to be an awkward length for Saganda to stay at 5 under par, and it's getting towards that point in the championship where being 3 back right now, she can't afford to make mistakes and have a chance to win.
Well, I thought by this point, Area would have a pretty good judge of line, given Ronin's chip and Carlota's putt. but neither one of those probably gave her the advice she was hoping for. Gonna have to be downhill left to right.
Already playing one of the hardest holes on the course. Then add in, look at this putt. That was a tremendous putt.
It was fantastic, especially as the wind kicked up mid-gust as well.
That's going to keep her at those on the par.
Almost feel like a bit of a birdie there on this 15th hole. Let's see how this rolled through the fringe. A little dirt on the ball from, we saw how softly it landed. Definitely got airborne a few times there, Tom, but once it got on the green, nestled down to perfection.
And this is the reason that they are being timed. The group ahead is on the 17th already, so they have one clear hole ahead of them and needing to speed up now. Running in for par.
Even though it's not severely downhill, it's still a putt that takes a little bit of courage to get the ball all the way to the hole, given the drop off on the green and the visual past the hole.
Back of the lead. Just as we said, two holes, certainly some difficulty in this stretch at 15 and 16.
Lindy Duncan on the tee at 14.
A little bit of wind off the right. Shot down the left half of the fairway. To lie.
She's got some momentum, Karen, right now after that
Absolutely.
Number 116 in the world, and since the Rolex rankings have been around, only 5 players outside the top 100 have become major champs. She's got an opportunity. Saigo.
And Saigo really let one go there at the last. She had a perfect opportunity to try and pick one up as well. So good tee shot here could set herself up with a hole location that is somewhat accessible, and that should be good.
Difference that may stay in the fairway as opposed to Lindy's ran through to the first cut.
Just a really important putt for Saganda to make. She's going to start making some birdies here. She's got the length to get to the 18th hole in 2, you would think. As we go over to the 17th and Hyo-Joo Kim second. To chip one in. It's going to be a 3 from Hyo-Joo Kim, and she is looking likely to try and set that target in the clubhouse for the other players to chase.
Birdie try for Jin Young Ko here at 18.
No putt breaking to her right. The best rounds of the day she has put together.
Yeah, 270, so there are 61 rounds in the clubhouse right now. Players who have completed, there are only 10 of them under par. That's it. So it comes down the stretch here. Final day at the Chevron Championship. Beautiful look from up above. Aerial coverage provided by SHI. Donegan at 8 under. Saigo, one of those, one off the lead at 7 under par. Left side of the fairway right now here at 14.
It is, but
It's just pine tree in front of her. Sliding down just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. It is right now, yeah. It's like a 230 wind right now. That covers the right side, so perfect.
So those little lower hanging
Yeah,
limbs.
this is light it just a bit. Go like 2 flag sticks right, it's fine.
In her way, so you've either got to play a little low one keep it underneath, light it down under those limbs, or you play a little bit more to the right and let it draw a bit. She's off on the downslope, so the draw is going to be harder for her to produce.
It's also not her normal shot. Karen prefers to hit a little bit of a fade. Tried to hit a draw last week through the event, and it didn't work out as well as she would have hoped, but aiming right for that shot here.
Sit down, sit, sit.
Go long, asking for it to sit.
It's not easy over there.
Similar place to where we saw Aria. She knew immediately that she got a little bit too much on that. Surprised it carried so far. Oh, Aria was able to get up and down from there.
16T, here she is.
Fairway narrows right around the landing area for the players. So needs to squeeze it to the left half of this fairway. There's a bunker that comes into play on the right.
Huh, that was odd.
Yeah.
Something threw her off there, and instead of resetting, but when you're on the clock, you don't have the luxury of being able to step away and do that, but it didn't seem to phase her there.
Yeah, that was odd, though. Normally you would step back and reset.
We saw her struggle a little bit earlier, kind of to get comfortable in the 9th tee, and this, oh, okay, maybe that was a bug or something that she was trying to get off the ball, but settled right back in, didn't let it phase her. What mental toughness that was.
Talked about it's been a while. 2021, her last win out here. That was part of a team event with her sister. Meanwhile, Duncan second at 14.
Got 111 to the hole. We've got wind gusting from the right. A little bit of hurt. She's on an upslope. First cut. You still have to expect this to release some.
She likes to hit a little bit of a push draw, Karen, so expect this to be right of the hole, but we've seen player after player misjudge this and landed too deep into the green.
I think if there's a player that I've seen play, certainly within this group, she's been the most disciplined with picking her targets and her shots. And that is really what is required.
Down immediately, not quite sure why.
That to get it to 8 under and share the lead. Could be a career-defining day, a life-changing day for Lindy Duncan. But the player at the top, Arya Jutanagarn, the 29-year-old from Thailand, trying to win for the 13th time to close out her 3rd major victory. Back at 14 from Mao Saigo from off the green.
Well below the green surface here. No green to use at all once the ball gets on the green. And that was one judge, wasn't it?
Great.
Area just picking a perfect spot there on the hill to kill the momentum of the shot.
Yoju Kim on the tee at the last, one off the lead.
Have moved the tee up. She won't have the length to get there in 2.
She thought it was bunker, maybe.
Fortunate break right there to carry the bunker.
Yeah, the look on her face, she thought perhaps it wasn't enough, but just does carry it. Back at 16, the second for Arya Jutanagarn.
She had the privilege of watching Ronan Min hit already. It took a master bounce.
That's hurt, man. That's hurt.
This is the time of the day.
I still like that one. I just kind of want to wait for that wind. You only need 32 on that front edge, right?
Right on here?
Yes.
It's just gusting wind right now. But it's that time of the day you really have got to watch the release numbers, and you do not want to be long here. Frankly, you don't want to miss the green at all. Just where this hole is located today, this on a great line.
Just carry the front edge. Oh, and she doesn't. Needed to land that almost the looks like 7 paces further
We're on
than
the
what
clock
she
here.
did. Maybe caught a gust of wind there, Paige.
Yeah.
It could have been a gust, absolutely.
See, it looked like she hit the shot that she wanted to. Good turn, good rotation. Definitely caught the ball first. Just misclubbed.
Work to do for her there. We go to 14. Lindy Duncan for a share of the lead at 8 under par.
This putt looks like it has to have a little bit of movement to the left.
In his position for the very first time and not backing down.
She looks like she's been a player who's been there many times,
Yeah.
Terry. The way that she is playing, the cool confidence that she has exuded. And there's local caddy Stephen Newby on the bag. He caddied for her last year in this event. They were paired up together by the local pro here.
Back-to-back birdies, man. How impressive.
It is just sensational to watch. I mean, her heart has to be racing, but she does not look like it whatsoever.
So I go to save. It's be a heck of a par.
It really would. Very similar line. And it would be back-to-back great saves if she was to make this.
Yeah, that's great. That is really impressive.
Just needs to hit a couple greens here. She is working really, really hard with her short game.
17.
Pigeon Choi missed the green, chip to here, so this to save par. And running out of time. Her race is run now. She's going to fall to 4 under par.
Could have hit something almost immediately there, right off the par face.
A couple of double bogeys on the front 9 cost her dearly today.
Trying to figure out who's away here at 16.
Yeah, I actually think it's Roning, but Area approached her ball first, given that it's in front of the green, so she may go. Although it's looking as though she's disinterested. So where Roning, well, she'll take her time. Where this hole is located today, and this is what I meant by you don't want to miss the green anywhere, it's on the knob right in the center of the green. It falls away in both directions, both front and back of this whole location, so it's going to be challenging if you're short or long.
Where is Roning?
She's directly underneath the TV tower. So she's got to go up to the left, and then we'll feed from left to right towards the hole. In an ideal world, not a good leave. There's not a good leave from this position. There's no real bail on this chip shot. She's got to hit a good one.
Coming off a bogey at 15 too.
Yeah, this is almost a do or die moment right here.
Yeah, the danger would be allowing this to leave out to the right, because then you run the risk of it trickling all the way down to the right back portion of this green. So error on the side of the left. Oh, she did the same thing she did on 15. It kind of came out high and soft, but that has worked out very well, hitting off the downslope.
Tricky putt right there that say she has to make at this point.
How about area now? How difficult is this?
It's very. It's going to be an enormous test for her speed control. Because once it gets up near this pin, it's going to take a direct left turn. So you're dealing with not only the fact that you've got to judge the distance, but you got to work yourself into, or work a lot of break into this putt. Plus she's coming through the fringe once again with putter.
Putter has been the choice for her.
Lower risk shot. Well judged.
That's pretty good.
And we did see there was a leaderboard. If she chooses to look at it, you know exactly where she stands.
It's been a tough day for Lexi Thompson. 5 over par. Has this for the birdie. 4 over par. She gets back to the tee at the 15th. Four of the most important holes of Lindy Duncan's life and career.
Going with the driver. Aggressive play.
Makes that second shot easier, Karen, if she can hit a good tee shot here with the driver.
Absolutely it does. Very intimidating. The water down the left, trouble down the right. And this is down the right path.
She's going to be over there where we just saw that group ahead as it goes
almost to the cart path, Tom.
Oh dear.
Big hop.
Saigo now.
Saigo doesn't hit it as far as Lindy, so she should aim on a similar line, maybe just a little bit more to the left of Lindy's.
That's pretty perfect. That was one of the best swings she's made all day right there. Oh, that took a few yards off that one there, hitting that sprinkler head.
Had a few issues with sprinkler heads here on this back nine.
Really important putt for Ronan Yin now.
Yeah, and she's got to play it about a foot outside left.
Yeah, what a putt. Stays within a couple.
After missing that similar length putt on 15, really solid. Needed that one big time.
Up at 18, Hyo-Joo Kim avoided the bunker, carried it. Now her second at the par 5.
Just needs something up in position on the right for a good number.
Tee moved up, but that's been the play. A 3-shot hole at 18 so far for most. Saganda with this left.
Yes, she'd hit it to the back portion of the screen. Very slow putt up the hill to this point. Still pretty slow on this short putt. Needs to be assertive.
Hanging in. Hasn't made a charge. 1 over for the day. One bogey on the back nine so far. 1 over. 7-time Solheim Cup player. Big time moments in that event. Keep it here for area.
Crazy part about this one is if it does catch a lip, it could be disastrous. So just needs to focus in on execution. Makes the whole hole that much smaller.
Just try to hit a 2-inch putt in this moment. Roll it right over your spot.
Keep talking about her being a 2-time major champ, and she is former world #1. But Morgan, it's been a while for her.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since she's really been in this position. Felt those nerves coming down the stretch, especially in a major.
Kim's third at 18.
Good looking swing there. Nice balance, tempo. Try to use the spin. Just gotta have a putt.
Brilliant. That putt to share the lead.
And just played this hole to her strengths. A little bit lucky off the tee to not find the bunker, but then making the most of it with this beautiful wedge into the last.
19 birdies at the 18th today. Haven't seen an eagle yet. Angel Yin's third here. 2 over today.
On the weekend, she was hoping for right there in position to potentially win her first major with having had success here in the past.
Got close, lost that playoff in 2023 to Lily Avu. Back to 15.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking hole. It's 15th of the water. Coming into play off the tee, and then you don't see too many players hitting it into the penalty area with their second shots, but it does loom short of the green. Let's see where Lindy Duncan's ball finished up, missing the fairway right, trundling into those trees. And let's take a look. That is the ball of Lindy Duncan. Doesn't look to be lying that well from our angle. I'm sure you had a look, Karen. What does she face?
Well, you're right. It's not sitting great. I mean, it's okay. I mean, but there is grass around it, so you do have to rely on a little bit of a jumper. The trouble is, this green is very skinny from this angle. She cannot go towards the flag. She has to play left, probably even towards the hole sign, left of the flag, maybe even a little bit more left of that, and allow the slope of the green to stop it, and try and get it to roll to the right. Plan on where you want to play your third shot from, I think, is the best course of advice from this point here. And figure out the best way to get to that part.
And this may be where our local caddy, who's been caddying here for 20 years, would be helpful, Karen, to make sure she leaves this in the best place to get up and down.
I think that's exactly what you should be thinking. You've got to allow yourself to miss this green long and be okay with it.
Play it far enough left to land it on the very front edge of the green, and then potentially take that slope to the left around, stay somewhere around the middle of the green. That would be ideal if possible.
So the hole sign that Karen was talking about is in this area here. So she's looking left of the hole.
Let's look even further.
Yeah,
I agree. Because there's that slope in that green that you were talking about. It's probably 10 yards left of that even. Yeah, that hole sign is the furthest right. You could probably aim this.
There's that kind of diagonal pine tree in the back. That's a good target right there.
.140 is the yardage.
Okay.
Get up a little bit. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, it's going to run through. We've seen so many players in that area today. Much better than leaving it short. They're asking for it to get up, but she's going to have to test her short game under the most pressure. Let's go to the 17th, Ariya Jutanugarn.
That's a 7-iron back into the teeth of the wind. This on a great line.
Yeah. See, oh yes. Difficult to get it close, but she is going to have a birdie putt to get it to 9 under par. Potentially out in front by 1. And we'll go back over to the 15th and the second shot for Saigo.
Getting some good wind gusts behind us right now. .131 is the average.
A little bit. Thank you. Perfect.
Again, I do think you have to play this left at the flag, because you cannot take this at the flag and get it to stop. So it's a wedge.
It's just not in your nature as a competitor to aim away from the flag with the wedge, but forced to do it here.
She's done that.
Can't keep it on the green. It's just been so difficult to find the green with second shots at the 15th today. Let's go to the 18th.
Angel Yin has missed her birdie try. Hyo-Joo Kim this to share the lead.
Fraction of break to the left. So good with this club.
Wicket break.
Now it's going to be a wait. Again, another putt under red.
So the leader in the clubhouse, though, after 70 here in the final round, Hyo-Joo Kim, the 29-year-old who's been a prolific winner of 14 wins in Korea, 7 wins on the LPGA, including a major. And we'll wait now at 7 under.
Talk about it having been 11 years since Lexi's last major victory. It's been 10 years and 7 months since Hyo-Joo last hoisted a major trophy, was in contention at Pebble, had a rough weekend. Still, I'd wait around. I wouldn't go anywhere.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Chevron, the human energy company.
Go back out to the 15th as players make the walk across the bridge and over to the green on this very difficult par 4 today. And this golf course has changed so much over the last 4 days, drying out with the rain that we had coming into the week, and then further rains on Tuesday and Thursday, and now with the breeze today and the warm sunshine really showing its teeth.
Well, Tom, there is an American name up there. There she is, Lindy Duncan, with a chance here, sharing the lead at 8 under. That's been the trend lately at the Chevron Championship. Jennifer Kupcho, the last one to win, and Mission Hills, and then Lilia Vu and Nelly Korda. So 3 in a row. Last time that happened, it was actually 6 in a row in the 90s for the U.S. To extend that to 4 in a row is Duncan.
Odds coming into this week on it being Lindy Duncan would be astronomical. So just kudos to her and the way that she has played through the most pressure she has ever faced in her life.
Listen, you know what it's like. You broke through. Your first win on tour was this championship, a major championship. You were 18. She's been out here 12 years. Lost her card, had to fight to get it back. She's only played in this 5 times because it's tough to get into the field here. But, you know, take me there, what she's going through here, trying to break through.
There's a lot of scar tissue underneath that grit and perseverance that she has shown us today this entire week, and she just needs to dig deep. Came into this week with that mentality that we talked about yesterday of having nothing to lose and everything to gain. Well, she has a major trophy potentially to gain here. Take some deep breaths, Karen. What's she got?
Well, the ball is really sitting down in this Bermuda grass. She practices her golf at Lake Nona in Orlando, which has Bermuda grass. She really had to go down and get that one.
And test her putter again. She has been really solid with that club. It has looked almost effortless with the putter. Another test upcoming.
It's a difficult putt here for Ronan Yin at 17.
It is. It's a difficult 2-putt even, Tom. There's a ton of movement, and it has got a lot of speed. Once it gets about 6 feet off her putter, it's going to die towards the hole.
So hard to keep it high enough there, but it's going to be a 3 for Ronan Yin. She's going to need an eagle, you would think, at 18. Let's go back over to 15, Mount Saigo.
She's going to have to hit this one quite a bit left of the hole to let it slide right.
She's at 7 under. Can't really afford to drop a shot at this point. Especially when you've got Ariya Jutanugarn looking at a makeable birdie putt here at 17.
It is, Tom. She has been so steady with her putter throughout the day. She's made some meaningful par saves. She's made it when it matters. This would be absolutely enormous. And again, she's staring right down this putt towards the leaderboard if she wants to know. It's going to be left to right the entire way.
Through the break. Not afraid to go for it, though.
I'd rather see that in this moment than a tentative putt. But definitely gave that a little extra with it being uphill.
Still a little bit of work to do. We'll go back over to the 15th. A player who was tied for the lead coming in to the final day, but has struggled this 8 under for a birdie.
Yeah, able to hold the green, but really nothing has gone her way today at all. Struggled with the driver early, couldn't get her irons to play ball either, and then when she had a couple of opportunities, really couldn't get the putter to cooperate. So everything has left her today.
6 bogeys today for Haydar New, and it will not be a first major title, and it'll be another disappointment of the Chevron Championship, having led last year coming into this final round. And now Lindy Duncan reminds me a little bit of Pernilla Lindberg in that battle with Inbee Park back in 2018, when Pernilla had to make putts of this length coming down the stretch.
Yeah, Pernilla was exceptional with the putter that week. This putt, going to slide to the right. Routine has not changed one bit. She knew as soon as she hit that.
Might have bobbled a little bit there. Certainly pushed it a little bit.
Par putt now for Area. She will go to the 18th. We know that she has the length to get there in 2. Leading by 1.
Just keeping that slow pace that Paige mentioned earlier in terms of her walk, not wanting to get that heart rate up too high walking to the tee.
Saigo has this to save par, stay at 7 under.
A little bit of an easier putt than Lindy's. This is more straight up the hill. She's been forced to make good putts on the last couple of holes as well, Tom.
Stays right, so that's going to be a bogey for Saigo, and she is going to fall to 6 under par. Now 2 adrift of that lead. It just makes the task so much more difficult.
She is just, especially on this back 9, put so much pressure on this club. Just catches right, almost wiggled right there. The very end. Just can't keep doing that. Give yourself more opportunities. So hard on 15. Some of the other holes. Really.
All right, so that tee at 18 has been moved up today. It was in the 520-something range throughout, but 472 today.
So
your area
Jutanagarn,
just think of how aggressive do you get with a one-shot lead.
Do you like that line? You see that? You see a picture you like right now?
He's eating more out of that tree right now. 260. Yeah. And the one thing about that is that means I'm getting. I mean, where we would have to hit that, it's about a 255 run out. Yeah, so we can either hit the hybrid out here, or you pick a line. You pick it up over the tree, in from the left. Mostly straight, and it'll be from the left if anything. And you can carry 100%. You just need to kind of fit it between those trees, yeah. 320 covers the bunker. Yeah, it is. And you're just kind of going over the left side of the second tree, right? Point shooting.
Okay.
Straight in.
Yeah.
The wind very much into off the left. It's an exposed portion of this green or this golf course, so it's about making a good swing.
Quiet, please.
Smooth swing and executing. I thought it curious that I thought I heard her caddy saying maybe hit hybrid, as if they were going to play it for a 3-shotter. This is the play.
What are you thinking now with the wind?
Right now, she's just pausing because there was some commotion near the tee.
Okay.
Can I carry that? Can I carry the bunker? Shouldn't be an issue. There's a little bit of space left.
Got away with it. Hit it literally through the tree.
Wow.
Low snap hook there. Was room on that side.
And Tracer, it looked like it was right through the tree.
Tracer white and tall almost went under the canopy.
Yeah, exactly. Safe now.
Just check. There's a little side wind in that.
To that tree or by that
tree.
Yeah, yeah. That's where you have the wind just there, Ronnie.
Reminder this hour, top
Happy with
choice
this?
of technology presented by Progressive Insurance. And one would think needing an eagle, but we'll see.
Set up left.
Yeah, the face.
Not feeling like she could carry that tree. Went with the lower fade. Should have the length to get there.
Hyojoo Kim in the clubhouse at 7 under. Lindy Duncan out there on the golf course. Tee at 16 at 7.
There's a bunker on the left side of this fairway that comes into play at 260 off the tee. It's a slight dogleg to the right, and this one is heading towards that bunker.
Look of concern. And I believe it is in. All right, so trying to get it together here the last couple of holes. Just one off the lead, looking to win for the first time. Jutanagarn getting away with the tee shot at 18 in the fairway at the finishing par 5. Two under 70 for Hyojoo Kim, done for the day, and in the clubhouse at 7 under. So the best number that has been posted as Ariya Jutanagarn plays the 18th. Coming back here to my mouse Saigo at 16.
She's got 148 to this hole. A little bit of an upslope just in front of the bunker. Wind. It's kind of funneling back down into the players, making them feel like it's more into than it actually is. It's probably quartering more from the right than it is into once the ball gets above the trees.
Set up to hit her little fade.
Yep, good shot.
It's an uphill putt. Whole location today is right on top of a pretty decent sized ridge.
Up to 18. It is Ariya Jutanagarn who will be first to play.
It really depends on how the wind stands it up.
Right now.
Where are you going?
Do you have the goal?
Yes.
Do you like that or like 2?
I kind of like the 2-1.
The only thing is that 2 will be gone.
It's high enough, that wind's going to knock it down and it'll come down soft. I'm worried about the wind ballooning the other way. But there's going to be wind up there always. Back is going to be 32. It's fine. I mean, we've hit that chip a bunch. There's going to be tons of room. You can only go so far over, right? At grandstand, you get the free drop. I think that's better than.
I feel like that one can do. Because normally I hit like sleepy tea.
Yeah, I mean, that covers by 3 yards with wind hitting on the left.
It is pies of
It's fine, man.
On the right?
Yeah, you see that guy sitting over the bunker? We're finishing on him.
So I think she's going for it.
Yeah, and I hope that guy sitting there moves, because there's a good chance this is going to go over the green.
It's the right one, man. Trust it.
It's 214 yards to cover the bunker, which I believe to be a very good line. Anything short in that bunker is fine. And again, long, free relief from the grandstand.
Yeah, these are those new hybrids that she put in the bag, Paige, just for this purpose, for being easier to hold on these par 5 greens, but definitely here playing for long. There's nothing you can do to be short.
Plenty.
And literally hit that guy, Paige. Almost.
Almost. He jumped out of the way. Yeah. Exactly what she was trying to do.
Right on target. I mean, it's a smart play. You can't risk that 3 ballooning. As her caddy, David Eller. Let's watch this guy who's lounging. Oh,
that was good. That was athletic.
Little matrix move there. She's hit a few of these a little skinny. Think about the one she hit on 13, but this one, a rocket. Oops.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
I was aiming at you, but I'm sorry.
He's okay. But never thought about laying up. Was going the whole way and knowing that the grandstand is there. If you hit it long, you got to make sure you hit it long. Moment to go. 16, the second for Duncan from the bunker.
He's on a nice flat lie. This one's got a little bit of height to it. I think she did what she was supposed to do, which was to clear that lip to start with.
So running in is 2 off the lead, needing to pick them up here.
Similar play to where area was, but this on a more aggressive line.
Yes, it is.
One of the best of the day. Gonna just run through the green. She needed a big shot here.
So that for Eagle to get it to 8. Third at 16 for Lindy Duncan.
Off the upslope, going to play a little running shot up the hill towards that hole.
One of the greatest up and downs you'll ever see here yesterday. Have to work for this one though. Feeling a little bit of nerves here, Karen. Easy to start letting things spiral in the wrong direction. Just didn't carry this as far as she wanted. Needed another 10 feet.
11 o'clock.
Love it?
Yeah.
Who has not made a run today. 2 over, 4 under, 4 back.
It's 200 yards to carry over the bunker on line with the center of the green. Anything that lands softly in the center will feed left, but I don't think much is landing softly these days.
This one set up well for the shot she likes to hit. She has been trying to straighten out that ball flight. Look at how far left she's aiming.
Kill it, Win. Strike.
Same play there. Just send it over the green. Take a free drop from the grandstands and get up and down from there.
Drop back to 16. Long birdie try for Saigo.
Nothing's gone right for her today. This would be about the perfect time for something to happen, wouldn't it? Drop a good putt here.
Well, never a chance. 3 over for the day. Remember, she started the day sharing the lead at 9 under with Hainan Yu. Both have struggled.
She's 3 over. Hainan's 5 over. Now Saigo still, though, with a chance. Fast finish.
Hainan Yu 2 straight years being in a position to win this. It was the 54-hole leader last year. So we go back up to 18. So we got 3 thirds coming up.
Yeah, and I think they're just trying to determine exactly where they can drop, at least area. Carlota's on her way up. Have not called for a rules official, however, there is one standing by.
Relief from that grandstand. Mentioned she's won 2 major championships, Area Jatanagarn, but it's been some time. 2016, the AIG Women's Open, she won by 3, and then 2018, that U.S. Women's Open at Shoal Creek, had a 7-shot lead after making the turn at 16 under, and eventually had to go to a playoff with Yeoju Kim. Won it. It was in that 2016 season when she was up by 2 with 3 to play, and bogeyed 16, 17, 18 in this Chevron championship at Mission Hills. So they knew that would take it back to 16. And Lindy Duncan with a huge par putt.
It certainly is, Terry. It is uphill, so at least she can go ahead and hit this.
This feels like a must make here. just pushed it. Started right of where she was looking. Already in such a good position on 18. These last two holes very costly for Lindy Duncan.
We're at 15 and now you're at 16. So I go left with this.
Don't see a huge amount in this one. She would have learned from Lindy's putt as well.
Looks like she's setting this up to split the right edge. Too much.
Back across. So she's 2 back with 2 to play. However, Ariya Jutanugarn up near the green for her third at 18, par 5.
Well, and there is a scoreboard to the left of this green, so if she's paying attention, she will be able to see where everybody stands. You will not know that Ariya is in such a good spot on 18.
If I was in this position, I would want to know. We've got 2 holes left.
Not done yet, but it's awfully tough. Got the par 3 next and then finish with the par 5. Perhaps Saganda first to go here?
That's correct. After taking a drop and getting relief from this grandstand, which is considered a temporary immovable obstruction, she dropped, has a beautiful lie, and she will give Ariya a very good read as to what this will do once it reaches the putting surface. There is a ridge about halfway down the hill that should influence it, moving it from right to left.
How quick is this coming back down?
It'll have some pace, especially those last 4 or 5 feet coming down the hill. Depends where she lands it, Terry. This immediate putting surface right after she gets over the fringe is not overly steep and severe. I think she has the ability to control this from a distance perspective. But that first bounce, I think, will be very telling and something that Ariya will likely be watching, just how the ball's going to react once it hits the putting surface.
Something to pay attention to here. Everything that it breaks, it reacts out of the rough. Keep that weight on the front foot here. Just on the putting surface.
Not nearly enough.
Still very quick. Looked like that was going to stop well short of that. Maybe a little fluffy there.
34-year-old star from Spain has been such a big part of the Sideline Cup through the years.
Ariya, on the other hand, does not have the privilege of taking relief from this grandstand and is in a pretty horrible lie.
Did she just play that?
I saw it as exact as you saw it.
I mean, I'm not sure.
I can't tell. I can't see the ball from here.
Yeah, she tried to hit that. Let's see, set up to it, went quickly.
Very quickly.
Oh, wow, she did.
It moved ever so slightly in front and to the right, just like a fraction.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you said it was a terrible lie. Look at this.
But that was her 4th.
Wow.
I'm not sure the last time I've seen it because it was so quick. She got to the ball, she stood over it and just went.
That was shocking. She hit a poor chip on 9, but here took a couple practice swings. A little short in the backswing.
Yeah, you'd see it move.
Thinking about the grandstand behind her. Let's see, from this angle, how far the ball moves.
Yeah, oh yeah.
About 3 inches.
Morgan, can you believe what you're watching here?
No, that is absolutely shocking. And this is going to take some real mental strength to regroup right here.
You can see it, look on her face.
I was interested in her reaction after she did that, almost like,
if this goes in, Roning Yin, she gets it to 8 under. Crazier things have happened.
This is not an easy putt to get down, though, Terry. Again, crazy things have happened, but she's going to have to play it pretty high and out to the right. You saw Carlota's chip shot and how quick it was in that last 5 or 6 feet. Electing to take the flagstick out.
So this for eagle to post 8 under par.
she has just hung right around all week without her very best stuff. And here, my goodness, Terry. What a turn of events.
No, turning too quickly.
Still, that's a tie. Georgia Kim in the clubhouse.
Yeah, that for birdie to get it to 7 under par. Ari Jutanagarn has quite a bit left for par. Back to the tee at 17.
Yeah, and how important are these tee shots now? This is Saigo.
7 under out here. This one's going off a bit of a draw though, just to the left.
Yeah, may miss the green over on the left side. Not necessarily going to be a difficult up and down by any means, but wow, I mean, that's tough to see, isn't it? What happened there at 18?
Oh, it's amazing, Tom. Another look from up above. It was tough to tell initially. It looked like she was trying to play it in the ball move, but that's confirmation. But this for par now, and just mentally, I mean, you've got to get yourself back in the game here.
Needs to steady the nerves and have an assertive stroke on this putt. Must be firm back up the hill.
She will have seen this gone by. She does pay a lot of attention to that. I'm almost speechless, Terry.
Hard to watch, isn't it?
After that brilliant second shot, to then be so quick with her chipping motion. We mentioned she's struggled a little bit with her chipping, had a poor chip on 9, pulled putter out at times when I expected her to take a wedge. Oof.
Lindy Duncan tee shot at 17.
This is a 7-on-2 on the way, and this is high, isn't it, drawing with that wind.
They're obviously not going to know what has happened ahead. Hopefully they will take a look at the leaderboard once those scores are posted, so they know exactly what they need to do going to that 18th tee.
Carlota Saganda for birdie.
This should have a little turn in it from her right to left. Still on the downhill.
Saganda with a 74. Had high hopes to start the day, but finishes at 4 under. So Roning Yin has a putt that'll eventually tie the lead because Jutanagarn still has a bogey putt coming up. It's not a gimme.
No, it is not. I also, there wasn't a lot of discussion after what Aria did with any of the playing competitors as far as clarifying that that was indeed a stroke. And I don't know how obvious it was from their angle that it was indeed a stroke.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Regardless, just focus right here. Got to make this.
Pressure putt from a major champ to get it to 7 under after the 71. So you've got Roning Yin at 7 under, Hyoju Kim at 7 under, in the clubhouse, and now a bogey putt coming up for Ariya Jutanugarn to match them.
I feel like Roning there had a sense of what she needed to do, that she knew that putt was to tie.
Disheartening bogey at the last for Ariya Jutanugarn. Nothing settled yet. 71, a trio at the top, and a couple out there playing 17, just one back.
She played this back nine. We talked about the only birdie holes on the back nine being the par fives. She bogeyed both of them. I have to say, live scoring quickly updated it as a par, not realizing that third shot.
I think there are a lot of people out there that didn't realize that that was an actual shot, but it is. 3 at 7 under, back to 17.
Well, that is important because the leaderboards around the golf course will show that at 8 under par, not 7 under par. They need to correct it. This is Lindy Duncan now for a birdie at 17.
And this is uphill and a break to the right, and all three caddies in this group have been looking at the leaderboard that's to the right of the screen, and it still has Ariya at 8.
Either way, they need to make birdies.
Does it have her finishing at 8?
No, it hasn't updated that yet.
Just corrected it, thankfully. I'll say they just took the 5 off the board. It's still at 8 under par, but hopefully that's corrected by the time they finish this. And there's Mitch Moon, rules official from the LPGA, maybe just confirming that that was a stroke. Back out to the 17th. Saigo.
Similar kind of putt to Lindy. More breaking this one to the right though. Scoreboards have updated with Ariya at 7 now.
Oh, she's left so many putts short today, Karen.
2 very important par putts coming up for Mal Saigo and Lindy Duncan at the 17th. They make those, the birdie very much possible on the 18th. There you go, as Karen said. So it's updated when they look up. If they choose to look up, they will know exactly how things stand, that we could potentially have a 5-way playoff, or one of them could make eagle to win, which would be quite something. Now, hate on you. It's been a really disappointing day. I expected more from her. She's got so much talent.
Well, and also the kind of game that you would expect to excel in these conditions too, Tom, with the high ball flight, being able to control it on the greens, but it requires so much discipline when the greens are this firm to maybe play away from the flags, and that's something that you really have to learn to do.
It's going to hurt having been in contention here now twice. Really struggle to get it done. Be a learning experience for her. Talked about how she felt more comfortable being in that position yesterday than she did last year. But keep it rolling.
Mal Saigo for par to stay 1 back of the lead.
Don't see very much in this one, Tom. Just got to be as committed as you can right now.
Tried to sneak away, but it's in the middle at the bottom. That's all that counts.
I mean, crazier things have happened, but we could have a 5-way playoff here.
We could indeed.
Wow. She's had a couple of these putts that have just crept in the edge. I believe the one on 13 was the other that didn't go right in the center from that distance.
Now Lindy Duncan.
Again, Tom, don't see anything in this.
Duncan needs birdies to tie eagle. Potentially that could be a win. One of them makes an eagle and the other does not.
So the walk up to 18 for Lexi Thompson, the 2014 champ, not a full-time player anymore, but playing like she expects to be in the mix on a Sunday at a major championship. Hasn't had the day she wanted, but Morgan, she put herself in that spot again.
Yeah, it's the first time she's been in this spot in contention like this in a major championship in a long time, and I'm sure great to feel those nerves, feel that energy, feel the excitement. Ultimately, 5 bogeys and a birdie to this point. Just a struggle from the start for Lexi.
I was thinking about 18 and those players who are about to play it. 21 birdies here today and just 9 bogeys or worse. One of those bogeys from the leader at the time, Ariya Jutanugarn, who had the 1-shot lead but bogeyed the last, and now 3 at 7 under. You go past those top 3, and a lot of players over par in this last round.
It's a tough day to play. Scoring average more than 2 over par for the entire fields.
Extraordinary what took place with Jutanugarn. About to play her 3rd. And did it quickly and just barely advanced it. I think a lot of people sitting around 18, especially if he didn't have that look from up above, had no idea she was actually trying to play the shot.
It happened so quickly, and some of that potentially having been on the clock almost the entire back 9.
It's a great point.
Rushing, she was rushed the backswing on that up against the grandstand, didn't get relief, but it's still there. It's still claustrophobic. And a tough lie, as Paige had mentioned. It was gnarly not being able to get relief.
So you got this group, Mouse, Saigo, Lindy, Duncan, both at 6 under. A birdie to tie, getting a playoff, and eagle to win it.
What's your target here?
So, what's the number? The same round tree?
The same tree we've been hitting. That camera's 266. Tree's 282.
My distance is the left side better.
Yes, I like it. Yep.
Wind?
You do from the left, like 11 o'clock.
I don't know if there's enough gas in the tank for Saigo to be able to hit this green in 2 today with this being into the wind. He's going to have to take 2 supreme shots. Oh, she's hit a nice shot here then. Good trajectory. Absolutely out the screws for her.
One of the highest shots we've seen her hit this week in terms of the apex.
Kim making her way out of the clubhouse. She was the first to post 7 under.
She hung out after finishing quite early in Phoenix, hung out in the clubhouse the entire time, didn't go warm up, didn't go to the putting green to practice. She just kind of settled down and rested, which surprised me, but then went out and won.
Lexi to finish up with a birdie.
Give the fans one last thing to cheer about here for Lexi.
Might not be playing all the time out here, but still working very hard at the game. Duncan back on the tee.
And she's been about 15 yards longer than Saigo all day. So I expect her to get more distance out of this tee shot. Actually, sneaky long. Right, it's 222 to carry the bunker.
Oh, what an aggressive play. Didn't get a lot of release. Interesting to see just how far she is or has left.
Tracer looked worse.
Well, she had missed 2 of the previous drives right, so it had that look to it.
In the short game.
I like this move. I like staying loose. I like keeping your mind in it.
Trying to keep your mind off of what took place.
Try and reset your mind here. See some good pitches. They go back and play 18. She could very well end up being in that same place over that green up against the grandstand with a very similar chip.
No doubt. With a decent drive, that would be the play again. The playoff would be 18, 9, 18. A sudden death. Sarah Schmelzel, no doubt part of the movie this week and the story coming into the final day. Started the day at 7 under, just 2 off the lead, also trying to win for the first time. So 3 over for the day for Sarah.
This is really her second time being in contention in a major championship. Last year at the KPMG Women's PGA, had a chance heading into the weekend, but she'll build on this. Showed a lot of courage through this week.
And this season, putting herself in a position. 3 top 20s, had a top 5 finish at the Blue Bay LPGA. So where you're in contention, 7-year player looking for a first win. More confidence you have. Lexi with a par putt to finish. You know the fans love seeing her back out here, Morgan.
Well, we'll see her again. Probably at least a couple majors. I'm sure she enjoyed being in contention yet again. She'll be disappointed, though, to not have given it a better run today.
Today, yeah. So Yoju Kim has made her way over to the range. And she was the first one to finish and post 7 under.
Start with your warm up a little bit again with some short shots. Work your way up.
Might have a player or two in Saigo and Duncan join them in a playoff. Maybe looking for their first wins overall in the LPGA Tour. But the other 3 already there have won major championships.
I did play with Kari Webb when she holed out on 18 in 2006.
That's right.
For Eagles, so you never know. It's still not over in terms of, or still not a guaranteed playoff.
It's like 116 yards out, right? Yeah.
It's better to just smash it long because you got the whole everything behind it. Short's not good.
It's okay.
Well, it's gonna hit. I mean, even if it's the grandstand, it's fine. Like you're gonna get a drop anyway. I mean, if it's hurting at all, that's a push and cover with a 7 wood. The right side okay, but not at the pin.
Yeah, and by the way, I wasn't assuming a playoff, but just 2 players trying to at least get there. Yeah.
Where are we going with this? I like into from the left, like almost a 10 o'clock wind. What's your line here?
214 to the hole, and she is actually on a really flat line, kind of almost like a little upslope here with 3 wood.
Yeah, that's perfect. Anything right of the pin is fine.
Similar conversation, Karen, to what we heard with area caddy David Eller. Just send it long.
Make good contact. And she has.
Looks pretty good.
Very similar shot.
Same thing.
The guy's out of the way, but she may be close enough to get a drop there.
Okay. Duncan in the fairway after that drive.
She has 1 yard less, 213. And from this angle, she can kind of use the slope of the green as well to draw it close. Ball is above her feet. That's a big thing about this. Should create a little draw from here. This is very direct. She likes it. It's a little bit left of the hole even.
Well, it's okay now. Not quite sure how far she will be from those sprinkler heads, if they will be in her way, or if she will be able to take relief from that.
Speaking of relief, there had to be someone that cleared, and that was on dry land at that angle.
A little aggressive, but you got to have courage to win.
A couple of thirds coming up at 18 with players who trail by 1 at a par 5.
Very different games as well. Hyoju short and straight. Roning and Aria a ton of power.
He's chipping for a while, and now over here to the range for Aria. One more from the fairway here at 18. Hit on you.
She's trying to figure out what this wind's doing. She's been over the ball once, backed off, got a caddy in just to.
You know, just wait. There's no rush.
I mean, it's swirling a little bit right now. Overall, it's just into.
Just delaying the time for the other two here to hit that next shot.
Three's going to be fine.
Don't
worry about going long.
She's hanging back
You have to go long.
so
Right?
she's just hit her second
Same
shot from,
target.
so the walk will take time.
You have that hurt
time.
right over that bunker, right at that person.
Expect this to head towards the back of the green as well.
Should do. She can get a lot of height on it. Yes, to the backhand fading right.
Look out. Fly it?
So it landed in the upper deck.
I think it did. Pretty sure it was okay. All right, so Lindy Duncan walking up to her next. It'll be her third. Chance for eagle. Certainly a birdie to tie, get the playoff. And there's no way you could have watched her this week and on this final day and said, yeah, that looks like a player who hasn't won. Look the man on the bag. Make sure to get a mention. Yep, there you go. Tip of the cap. No, but I mean, to watch her, she has looked unfazed. She has looked determined, at times patient, has impressed things, and made big putts.
Karen mentioned it earlier. She plays and practices out at Lake Nona. Lydia Ko is one of her dearest friends. They play and practice a lot together. She has seen what it takes to get it done under pressure by watching those other players that she is around day in, day out, and here the opportunity to do it herself.
But it's not always a clear progression in a career, step by step, and I get to the next step. And no, there are setbacks. and losing your card and not earning your way back out here, only having 5 opportunities to play in this championship, because it is hard to earn your way into this, and now getting that opportunity, having been through all that adversity, and not despite it, in part because of it, on this stage and performing.
I've known Lindy Duncan since junior golf days in South Florida. We grew up not too far apart from each other, and to watch this is really remarkable. Watch what she has overcome. I have seen her career over the years, both up close and in this seat, and it has been impressive to watch her grit and determination. I don't know if there's a grittier player on tour than Lindy Duncan. Looks like she is within the 2 club lengths if she would like to take relief.
And the Sprinkler's within 2 club lengths of the green, so trying to determine what she wants to do here. Saigo up against that grandstand. And relief.
What's the difference, Karen, from what Ariya Jutanugarn didn't get relief and had a really terrible lie, and now is going to place it
forward towards the hole twice.
That does make all the difference in the world, doesn't it? If you can have a much more predictable lie.
No, there's no question. It made all the difference in the world for Ariya Jutanugarn's shot. Yeah.
There's a couple different ways. Carlotta left a similar shot short. Ariya, her next one, a little long.
Snack for Hyo-Joo Kim after spending time on the range. Try to figure out hit on you and the relief here too.
It's just a couple of options. She can, just get the relief to the QC, which is the nearest point where the stands don't interfere with her, or she could go to the drop zone, and the drop zone looks to be full of really fluffy Bermuda grass, so I don't blame her.
So Catherine Belanger there with the USGA helping out with these rulings. And now just giving them extra time to think, Terry.
Yeah, exactly. And the same happened back in the fairway on the second shot, didn't it?
I was just about to say that, Terry. She had plenty of time to make that call, change clubs to the club that put her in this spot over the back of the green. The good news is Saigo's keeping herself busy by making sure she's had plenty of time to look at her putt, her chip, figure out where she wants to land it. Lindy also is in need of a ruling now too. She's going to call Catherine over for hers.
For the sprinkler heads.
Exactly. And her caddy and her have been chatting up a storm all the way down. So he's been keeping her mind occupied, which I think is crucial at this point.
Drops circle.
It's all about staying loose, but staying in the moment. Staying focused, but not obsessing over it too much.
Look, it is one of the great challenges of this game. So much time in between the actual action of the game, the swing, the putt. Most of the time spent is without that action.
It's where it's just you and your caddy out there. So having somebody who can help you in those moments, stay focused and yet stay loose, it's an art.
15 to you, 30 to the right to left. Yep.
A couple of bridges to negotiate here, Karen.
She does, and it should kick down left as well once the ball hits the green. Mostly downhill towards the hole. Yeah, she took it over the first big bridge.
on, Morgan. What's going on here?
This is outstanding. Lands perfectly on the downslope. Trickles all the way around. What a day it was for her to end like that.
It's a nice visual for these next two. Saigo.
Off at the downslope, trying to get it released to the hole.
Needs to slow down a little bit. It was the first eagle of the week on this 18th hole by Head-On.
So Saigo with a putt to get it to 7 under and join it. That'll be for birdie. Lindy Duncan, meanwhile, going away from the sprinkler head.
Wanting to putt this, or wanting to get relief of having to putt over the sprinkler heads.
Morgan, I was just thinking about how loud that cheer was, and the people who were waiting to go into potentially a playoff. And would they be thinking, who was that?
That's a good point.
It was such a loud cheer.
Frantically checking to see who it was, I'm sure. So once relief is taken here, got a clear line to the hole. What are the chances? Karen?
Well, I mean, it's really hard because on one hand you want to give yourself the best opportunity to get into the playoff and have an opportunity to win. You don't want to be overly aggressive. You want to have a chance to win as well outright, but you do have to putt this ball through the fringe grass and the Bermuda grass. We've seen the balls be a little bit bumpy and bobbly through that. The good news is that because she's so close to where those sprinklers are, it will give her a really good visual for the line. So I think she'll feel quite confident of her read and the line that she can get and how she lines this ball up. But how smoothly it runs through that grass is now the big question.
So Saigo on the putting surface with the birdie try coming up. This for eagle for Lindy Duncan for the win.
It's really level, just a decent amount of break left to right.
Aggressive.
Gave it a run.
Oh my. Try to make sure you get it through to the surface, but didn't want that much left coming back. Speaking of what Karen was talking about, Hyo-Joo Kim did hear that roar, immediately went to the phone to check out what happened. It's like, oh, okay, still 7 under.
They're all the way on the other side of the clubhouse, on the other side of the parking lot. It's a long way away.
So Mao Saigo for a putt to get it to 7 and join those at the top.
It's a similar putt to the one that Area missed. A couple groups ahead.
And at least 4 in the playoff now.
It would be fitting, only fitting with the emergence of so many young stars from Japan that they have a representative in this playoff. And dead center, she has gone to the well time and time again with this club today, and it has shown up in the biggest moment right here.
4-person playoff right now at 7 under. Lindy Duncan trying to join them with this birdie putt. putts that she's been able to make over the course of 4 days. Needs one more.
Just a couple putts short like this today. Needs to get this one to the hole. Just outside the right.
Duncan is not done yet. Big time pressure putt.
Can you tell what that means to her right there? Wow.
I mean, how many times, not only growing up, but even throughout your career, 12 years out here, as she, in practice, had that putt, made it to win or get to a playoff at a major, and now joins those other 4. You got a 5-player playoff here at the first major of the year.
She has never had the opportunity to have a putt like that in her life, and when she did, she nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
That's huge.
Same with Mao Saigo.
Yep.
Tremendous.
And in all of this, as we take another look at the putt from Lindy Duncan. You go back to the last 45 minutes or so of what we have witnessed here at the 18th hole.
That's wild. This is absolutely wild. We said the 18th hole would provide drama coming down the stretch. It didn't quite think it would pan out the way that it has, but we are in for some more golf.
I mean, Ariya Jutanugarn came to the 18th at 8 under. Reached easily into up near that grandstand, but did not get relief, which really proved to be pivotal. And then made bogey there to fall 7 under par. Roning Yin a major champ. Yeoju Kim a major champ. Jutanugarn is, but you've got Mao Saigo looking to win for the first time on tour, and Lindy Duncan, after all these years, a chance to win for the first time. More golf coming your way. All right, catch our breath here and get set for a 5-player playoff. First time that's happened in a major championship out here. So this last day of the Chevron Championship continues. All that action at the 72nd hole. We thought really that with the tee up, it would come down to an eagle maybe to win it. No, it was other kind of action that has taken us here. So those players getting set. Morgan, just a reminder of what we've seen over the last hour or so at 18. Yeoju Kim, who was lurking all day, building up to this in the birdie trot.
With the conventional route here, played this as a 3-shot hole. Missed that putt right there. And then
Ariya Jutanugarn's 3rd. Didn't get relief. Bad lie. And you almost miss it because she got up there and quickly did it. You thought maybe it's practice stroke, but no. Eventually played to here. This for par.
This all started to unravel after missing that chip.
Roning Yin then had an eagle try from beyond the green. Played to here. Good play. And then made the putt to get it to 7 under. Now Saigo also ran it past. Impressive putt coming back.
This was the second putt that Ariya missed.
Lindy Duncan was off the green, remember, had a putter in her hand, was really aggressive, though, ran it well by.
Lindy the putt to win a major championship before this. Now this to get into the playoff.
So back to the tee at 18, and eventually sudden death at 18, 18, 9, 18. Last playoff in a major was right here a couple of seasons ago. 2023, Lily Vu and Angel Yin. You got 5 players out there, so it's different than a head-to-head, like a match play situation at this point. As a player, take me into the minds of those who are here, especially Ariya Jutanugarn, after what took place at 18.
People who are heading to that playoff have gotten there in very different ways. The toughest one being Ariya Jutanugarn. I think she has to really dig deep and think back to when she did lose that lead at Shoal Creek in 2018, got into the playoff, and then beat Hyo-Joo Kim, who she's also up against here in the playoff on 18. I would say it favors a longer hitter, which there are a few longer hitters in this playoff, and then you also have Hyo-Joo, who probably play this as a 3-shot hole as she did in regulation, as she doesn't have the length of the other players. But it's going to come down to who makes the putt on this green.
No card for Hyo-Joo Kim? What happened here?
I mean, they're not used to having 5 players heading back to the tee plus caddies.
Can't make her make that long walk back to the tee.
Yeah, they'll have somebody come grab her there. Looking for her caddy too, I think.
How about the dynamic of it being a 5-player playoff? You know, if you've been in a playoff, and not everybody right now has, the fact that it's not one-on-one, it's not 2 or 3, it's 5 players, Morgan, and what that does to a player's mindset.
Not every day you're playing with 5, unless maybe you're playing with your buddies at home.
Certain public courses, yeah. First playoff for Ronan Yin, Mao Saigo, and Lindy Duncan. Hyo-Joo Kim 1-1 playoffs. Remember that playoff loss to Ariya Jutanugarn back at the U.S. Women's Open in 2018. Jutanugarn 3-2 in her career in playoffs.
Hyo-Joo did win earlier this year in the playoff against Lilia Vu in Arizona, so a playoff win most fresh in her mind. I mean, you have the Journeywoman, you have last year's Rookie of the Year, you have multiple major champions. It is just an incredible grouping here, standing on this 18th tee.
Paige McKenzie and Karen Stupples out there with these 5. Paige will be with Ariya and Ronan Yin. Karen with the other 3. There's playoff records. So 3 of the players entering their first playoff. Think about Jutanugarn and the bogey. Up until that 3rd, barely advancing an inch or 2. He played the hole perfectly. Did exactly what she wanted to do. Even aiming at a specific person, and he had to jump out of the way all the way up beyond the green.
She needs to get that out of her mind and quickly. I do like that she went to go hit some of those chips there.
It's going to be 18 and 18 again. And we'll go 9 and 18 repeated until we have that. Order is going to be Hyo-Joo, followed by Ronnie, Ariya, Mao, and then Lindy. Okay? Good luck, everybody. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay. Good plan.
Going by the order at which they finished today.
And that initial drive from Jutanugarn, too, barely made it through that tree. In par 5, 472 yards, reachable for most. So Karen, Hyo-Joo Kim setting up on the tee now.
She is, and as Morgan was saying, she's a player that doesn't have a huge amount of power, and I think she knows that she's playing against players that do and that can get there and have had opportunities on this hole, so pressure's really on her to make a really good decision as to what she's going to do. If it's going to be a 3-shot hole, really stick to it and be really determined that you're going to make a birdie.
By that tee shot up the left, she will be more than likely laying up to a yardage that she's comfortable with.
Ronan Yin, who birdied the 72nd hole to get hit.
And it was a textbook birdie. Hit a great drive off of the tee, just along the left side of the fairway. That's another good target. Wind back into the player's face. Coming off of the left a little bit.
Such a different mentality when you're in this situation. It really feels like you can't make a mistake. You have to play perfect golf to stay in it.
Pretty perfect there. Jutanagarn.
And Terry, you pointed out in the end of regulation, she mishit this tee ball, and it flared right of where she was looking and went actually through the branches of the tree in front of her. Ideally, just playing left of it.
So she's set up a little more left here, Paige.
Yep.
Completely different ball flight there. A low punch cut. That had some chase on it as well.
I'm talking about her flighting it down, and certainly did it there. Mao Saigo, young star from Japan.
And she hit her best drive of the day in regulation last time she stood on this tee. Good ball flight into this breeze. Just took it down the left side with a little bit of fade. And left herself that opportunity to go to the green in 2.
Another good one.
Yep.
She should be out there with a chance for sure.
Last to go, Lindy Duncan.
Played a really aggressive tee shot last time she was here. Took it down the right side, cleared the bunker, and which really opened up the green for that wonderful approach that she played in here.
She has missed a few shots right down the stretch. Pushing off the tee.
That's a good shot here.
Okay, just that would be fine right there. So everybody in pretty good shape off the tee. 5 players trying to win the 54th edition of the Chevron Championship. So those 5 names in the playoff here. Final day of the Chevron Championship. Yeoju Kim was the first to post 7 under, and then a turn of events that were really hard to believe. Mary Jutanagarn had it to 8 under, but made bogey here at the par 5. So Lindy Duncan a part of this, trying to win for the first time. And by the way, plenty of daylight left here.
So, we want to reverse 95 front. So we don't know where we see. So we should really track it.
The back edge of the bunker is 158. So it's 152 to get into it. I would just call it 50.
To the LPGA Tour. So we're trying to 50 to get into it.
Lindy decided to lay up here. She had 220 to the hole, which was a 210 cover on the left side, in line with the flag. The ball has sat down just a little bit in that first cut, and so she's going to do it the old-fashioned way.
Unfortunate break, Karen. Certainly she has enough firepower to get there.
Absolutely.
Just the lie dictating the shot here.
But having the presence of mind to not force it.
It's been what she's done for 3 days, 3.5 days since coming off that opening round, finding herself in the mix, having the patience. Not an exciting word, but it takes that in this game. Hyo-Joo Kim next.
And very much a similar kind of deal for her. She's 5 yards closer, so only 205 to cover that left side. Of course, it's into the wind. And I think this is a much more comfortable shot for Hyo-Joo to take on, just lay up.
Yep.
Different angle there from the right side of the fairway to this hole.
Roning Yin, not wasting time.
No, she's ready to go. And this is kind of the style we've seen throughout the week, taking driver where she needs to, and then also be playing aggressive to approaches. Just 204 to front edge on the left.
Set up very square. Likes it.
It looks really good in the air.
Takes that hop. Brilliant. On in two.
Caught my breath there, Terry, when that landed. That just carried enough.
Morgan, you know, for these players, roning in the next two, getting there is not the problem. It's stopping it. So you got to take that risk of landing it where she did, and oh, so close.
Want to get it close. You've got to flirt with disaster, which is just what she
Go
did.
look right at the pin. Yeah, even in the bunker's fine. Easy up and down. There. That's fine. The bunker, the front bunker. Just grip it. Go right at it.
201 for Saigo to clear that front edge. 211 to the hole. She does have a little bit of an upslope here, which I think always gives her player a little bit more confidence when they're hitting into a green. This is a 7 wood.
Aiming right at it, Karen.
Drifting a little bit to the right. Bunker.
Very similar spot to where she was in regulation.
Yeah, that same general area there. See if she's close to the grandstand, gets relief or not. And next will be area.
This a 4-iron. She's only 205 to the hole. It's 196 to cover the front. She executed her second shot exactly how she wanted to in regulation. Let's see if she can do it again.
This was something special. I mean, we know her ball striking prowess. I mean, she went the entire weekend at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship and hit every single green. But this, wow, in this moment.
Not clearing it by much. Watch this. Yeah. Right over the platform, too.
Her caddy, David Jones, has told me she has this youthful fearlessness, that she loves to be in the moment, that she was born for this and shines on the brightest stages.
Knew it. Eventually. So the 22-year-old from China with a great look at eagle when they get up there. Minnie Duncan setting up in the fairway for her third.
She has 107 to the hole. She still has to land it between the edge of the green and the hole, sort of split the difference halfway. It is still a very nerve-wracking shot.
Now you know what you got to do. Get it as close as possible.
Not going to get the kick.
Oh, that needs to stop.
Hang on. Just a couple of inches more. Might have stayed or kicked ahead. Yeoju Kim next.
Pretty nice angle here for Yeoju. Just 83 yards left. Back into the wind from here. She lands it just over that bunker. It'll kick down the left towards the hole.
She's tremendous with her wedge play. Karen, just with her smooth tempo.
Wind is kind of gusting at the moment. It's just settled down.
Have a good look at birdie. Just inside that of Ronan Yin, who have a look at eagle. So a 4th year on the LPGA Tour. Ronan Yin, 5 wins already, including that major back in 2023, the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, trying to close out her 2nd major title. And here at Jutanagarn, the heartbreak of that 72nd hole. And she's known it before, the struggle down the stretch in the desert back in 2016 when she was ahead trying to close it out.
These players need to focus on making birdie right now until Roning putts. I mean, certainly give it a chance to go in, but Roning's putt is certainly not a guarantee.
No, for sure.
As brilliant of a shot as that was, Lindy needs to try and chip this one in from a very difficult spot.
So trying to figure that out as they try to figure this out back by the grandstand.
Deja vu. Very similar shot to what Mao had in regulation, so she'll know the shot very well.
I don't think she's going to get quite as good a lie as she did the last time. She was a little bit closer to the edge of the Bermuda grass, the very thick Bermuda grass, and the fringe of the green. She's going to be about a foot behind that, so a little bit more in this one than there was last time.
Still the opportunity to place it.
Veteran or young star, you got nerves in this situation.
Oh, all of their hearts are racing right now. This is why they practice. This is why they wake up in the morning. They spend the long hours. They want to be major champion, want to win majors and be in this position. It's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to get them right to this point, to be able to feel this pressure.
And I think even though she placed it, it's kind of sat down just a little bit in the grass. There's lots of thicker grass around it as well.
Just a little heavy-handed the first time, Karen.
Great putt coming back. On that ridge.
Probably going to get a good read there from that pitch as well.
Yeah, that's really well done. So that left for birdie.
It's quick down that hill, just wanting it to keep going. Perfect weight on that pitch.
It did. Now, how about Lindy Duncan? Well,  is busy trying to figure out taking relief up here as well.
There's a lot going on. I mean, there's been a lot going on this 18th hole, but now as well with 5 players and drops, and Lindy needs to chip this one in.
She sure does, Morgan. And in that first cut too, she's going to give it a good run.
So that was her 4th. Just coming back from par, you would think. Out of it.
Seen some crazy things here.
I know. I just want to be official and state that. Been a long wait for Roning in for this putt.
This time, Maria getting a drop. Kind of left to go with the putter. No question of the wedge here.
No, and Morgan, it turned out to be a wonderful lie. She was able to kind of move it towards what is the fringe cut, so very little grass in and around this golf ball. So putter seems like a very appropriate choice in any condition. She will have an idea of what this putt slash chip from off the green will do given what she's already witnessed. It's going to move quite a bit from right to left. You can see where she's looking right now on that hill. That is the line she anticipates the ball to travel.
She feels more sense of comfort with this club in her hand here. How it travels through the fringe.
Eagle try settling in. All right, that putt for birdie. And more comfortable with that club too, at least in part because of maybe what took place in the 72nd hole in regulation. This was her 3rd. Stepped up to it quickly and barely advancing. Did not get relief for the grandstand there. So Roning in has this putt for eagle in a 5-person playoff for the win.
And all the players have been behind the green over the course today. We've had a chance to witness kind of how the ball travels. Where she is right now, most of the trouble from behind the green is getting the ball high enough on that ridge, getting it high enough. Almost everybody missed it low. But where Roning is, that is not going to be part of the challenge. Still going to be a tricky read, and it's going to be very, very fast from up here. But the challenge of keeping it high enough, not part of the problem.
She's looking quite a ways out there, almost towards that pitch mark. About 4 feet short and right of the hole. Deep breath.
Too. Not done yet. Well past. Wow. So she'll have a birdie putt coming back of some length.
Jones coming in. Shake it off. It's okay.
Huh? I mean, you're about 5.
Heard you knows now exactly what this putt does.
Yeah, this for birdie. The ups and downs emotionally at the end of a major championship, and especially now in a playoff.
Just have to stay focused. This is the best part of her game right here. opponent's putt. Went to play less break. Missed it low in regulation, low in the playoff.
The murmurs around 18 from the gallery. Many in disbelief of what they watched over the last hour or so here at the 18th hole. So Lindy Duncan going to really concentrate on this now for par.
I mean,
nobody in yet for birdie.
No, I mean quite emotional roller coaster for her too, because you go through those stages of thinking that you're out of it, then you're back in again, then you're out of it, then you're back in again, and gotta keep your head down and make this one.
Just not hard enough. So the 34-year-old from Florida, started Duke, in for bogey here, making it to a playoff. Go a long way. Confidence, everything else, what she's done this week.
Valiant effort. Put herself in contention a couple times already this year. Could be a big year for Lindy Duncan.
Amongst these right here, how about Ronan Yin being away?
Yeah, that's a big swallow and take a deep breath. When you kind of figure that ball running past. This is back up the hill and needs to put a nice firm stroke on it. It shouldn't have a ton of movement, but that's where you got to keep the pace up.
So fraction of break to the right. This is that new putter that she has won with in the past. Excuse me, the old putter that she has won with in the past that she put back in her bag this week.
For birdie. To believe what we've watched here on this green for the last hour.
Speed up on that one.
Had a very makeable eagle putt that makes par.
After a fantastic approach, the best we've seen on this 18th hole. Emotional roller coaster.
And the chance for Ariya Jutanugarn to make this birdie after what happened on the 72nd hole.
Pretty straight from this spot.
Oh my gosh, that's in and out as well. Morgan. It is incredible what's taking place here.
I can't imagine being Mouse Saigo right now. Right now to win. She was just hoping to stay in the playoffs.
Yeah, just
another hole.
Yes. Now watching that whole thing right there, around and out. So now Mao Saigo with a chance to win a major championship with this putt.
There's not much in it. What you'd love to see is a right-hander inside right.
In incredible fashion, in a playoff, Mao Saigo is a major champ here at the Chevron.
She can believe it in this moment.
I don't think anybody watching here at 18 can believe what they've watched and witnessed this afternoon. 23-year-old from Japan, second year on the LPGA, survives. Take a deep breath.
I feel like I've been holding my breath for a couple hours now.
74 on this final day. Started the day sharing the lead at 9 under and gets to a 5-player playoff and makes a birdie putt to win it. And while we have a moment, we send it down to Tom Abbott.
Well, thank you, Terry. That was just a wild finish. But Mao Saigo, you are a major champion in a championship with so much history. What does this mean to you?
メジャーチャンピオンになりましたけど、今のお気持ちを聞かせてください。
もう、夢にまで見たメジャー優勝なので、今でもすごい信じられないんですけど、もう本当に嬉しいです。
This is like dreaming. It was one of her big dream and goal this year, so she still can't believe it.
How were you able to keep your composure there on 18 with so much going on and people having a chance to win but not taking it? How did you keep your composure?
18番ホール、いろんな展開が、いろんなところで起きてましたけど、どうそれをまとめてプレーしましたか？
正規の18番で、しっかり決めきれたのが、プレーオフにも自信につながって、一打決めきれたことが本当にこの優勝をつかみ取った一打かなと思います。
It meant a lot that I made a birdie putt on number 18, and that gave me more confidence for the playoff.
Oh, well done. It was incredible to watch. You are a major champion. Congratulations. Terry?
Tom, thanks. Just think about the emotions that you go through as a player and then to make this putt to win a major championship.
There was a period where she was hoping to have a chance to make this putt to continue to play golf today.
Yeah, Roni Yin had that eagle try, which was very makeable. So you played it there and think, okay, to stay alive, maybe I have that putt. Nope, in the end, miss, and a make for the challenge.
She made an incredibly clutch birdie on 18 in regulation just to get into the playoff.
Part of the race to CME Globe, the season-long race. So the updated standings, Yeoju Kim got to that playoff in the top spot. Mao Saigo, number 4 right now, and we send it down to Amy Rogers.
Thanks so much, Terry, here alongside Lindy Duncan. Lindy, you said you were just living your dream, having this opportunity, this experience. We saw you clapping to the crowd, walking up 18, pepping them up on the way to the playoff. What will you take away from the experience this week?
So many great memories. I had the best time with my local caddy here, Stephen Newby. He kept me in it today, and it was so memorable, and all the people were cheering for me, and I thank them for coming out.
You've been out here 12 years grinding to have this opportunity, this experience. What did you learn about yourself being in this position for the first time?
Yeah, I think in the past I hit the panic button really quick, and I messed up a whole bunch of times in 4 rounds and still made it to a playoff in a major. So I've got a lot of great things to remember about this.
What will you look back and remember as the highlight of the week?
Probably the putt on 18 to get into the playoff. The 7-wood that I hit in there was incredible, and hit the first putt a little too hard, but I still had a chance at it and just never stopped fighting until the end.
Just that gritty determination we've seen from you throughout your career. Congratulations on a great week.
Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you.
Yeah, incredible run this week for the veteran, and getting so close, getting to the playoff. Take a lot from that effort over the course of 4 days. So we started the week, opening round, the lead was at 7 under. Look where it ends up, 7 under as well. 5 different players, and it's Mao Saigo who makes that putt for birdie to win it here on the 18th hole. The par 5 reachable, some getting there in 2, some having to lay back, but 5 different players. The drama of what we saw play out at the 72nd hole in regulation, and now here in the playoff. What are your thoughts as we leave here?
Yeah, I mean, wow, what a win for Mao Saigo. Another heartbreak for Ariya Jutanugarn. That's going to be a tough one to swallow. She was in control most of the day until that 72nd hole where it got away from her and not able to make that putt in the playoff. But roller coaster of emotions for Mao Saigo, who had a tough back nine. She had 3 bogeys heading in on the back nine alone, heading into that final hole, made an incredibly clutch birdie just to get into the playoff, just to get tied at that 7 under number.
You know what it's like. What's this do for you to win, to break through and win a major championship?
Well, I was thinking it's a similar time frame to when I won here. I won in my 2nd season on tour, just where she is. I mean, she was Rookie of the Year last year. She has an incredibly bright future ahead of her. What a gritty player. It was fun to watch today.
Because it wasn't easy today, and that's part of the equation, I think, maybe part of the satisfaction, too. The test of the golf course with the wind, the firm conditions of the greens, drying out. She was 2 over in this final round, but hangs in there. And the winners of major championships from Japan. She joins that list, including Hideki Matsuyama at the Masters for the men, Hinako Shibuno, that great win at the AIG Women's Open, Ayaka Fudue, the winner this past season, one of the majors last year, Monday Evian Championship. But Mao Saigo with the winning putt in a playoff, 5-player playoff. First time we've seen that women's side in a major championship. Had to wait the final one as players missed their birdie attempts. And the satisfaction of the win here at the Chevron Championship. Celebration underway, but not done yet. Got that leap into the pond here, no doubt. And the trophy presentation, the Dinosaur Trophy, part of the great tradition here, an event that's played such a large role in the history of the LPGA, dating back to 1972. All those years in the desert at Mission Hills, Rancho Mirage, and now here for the 3rd straight year at the club at Carlton Woods. So you can check out that trophy presentation. It's coming up next on Peacock. We appreciate you watching here. Thrilling last day. The drama playing out. You thought it was sorted out. Maybe Ariya Jutanugarn with that lead coming down the stretch, getting there in 2 and beyond. And yet, they kept playing golf. And 5 players in the playoff. Morgan, it's just sensational edition.
I knew that 18th hole would provide drama. Golfers played tough all week. But Mao Saigo with this incredible putt.
Thank you for watching. Thanks to our crew, all the hard work. Mao Saigo, the champion, the Chevron Championship trophy presentation over on Peacock. So long, everybody.